And it is live. Oh, I know what I was going to try to do. Hey, Voth, I think the recordings might pick up any sounds that you make through Roll20. I was going to test that theory real quick. If you had a sound bite you could throw up on Roll20 real quick.
Do not, but let me add something.
Yeah, just add something generic. Voth, women.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt, you were in the Gehenna game?
Yeah. I was sitting there for a minute. I was like, usually
everybody's in
here
here right
before
now.
me.
You're like looking at the old Lolo map. That's funny.
All right, MJ, playing some sounds.
Okay. Okay, everyone else be quiet so I can watch the volume thing. Yep, it's playing. It's recording. I can see it on the little recording thing where your guys' voices come through. So the sounds will be on there. That's cool. So it will work through Roll20 to the recording now.
I will consider that.
Yes.
For the future.
Yes.
But right now I don't have any sound set up. So
exactly. Onward.
Let's do a quick recap. We had a terrible session. All right, moving on.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. That shark fight at the end was pretty fun.
No.
I got my...
It wasn't that bad. It was just more or less a breakdown of... it got too wide open, I think, and then things are going in too many directions.
Yep. Relay's just going to walk over.
Long story short.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You guys were sailing down the river. You found out that the captain was a pedo bear. Perrin decapitated him, threw him off the boat. Relay decided that this bloody piece of rope needed to go, even though it was holding the boat in place, and cuts it and throws it overboard. The boat goes adrift. Azar realizes it, goes full Huckleberry Finn and runs over there with an oar and pushes off the rock. You guys end up breaking the flapper thingy, I think you called it? The flapper? I forget.
The flipper.
Come on.
It's the flipper.
God, don't you know anything about boats, though?
Louis, out. You break the flipper off. You manage to repair it, thankfully, after you guys row into the shore. And then you make it to Divers. In Divers, a lot of nothing happens. You guys disagree on a lot of things. You find a guy who has the curse, who used to be a lumberjack, who came from over by Axgard, which is pretty close to Waybury. It looks like about 100 miles away, actually. You guys picked him up as a traveling partner, and you continued sailing on. As you're sailing, you notice that in the domain of Greyhawk over here, refugees crowding along the shoreline trying to pass over. You'll run into some boats trying to sail across the Woolly Bay. Ulbakak was dumping alchemist fire onto the refugees. It was pretty gruesome scene, so you guys are like, fuck this noise, let's just go to Safeton. You went to Safeton and found out that the name was pretty accurate. It was pretty safe.
For now.
Picked up some supplies and continued sailing. Somewhere here in the Sea of Girnat, you encountered a shark demon, which you guys didn't technically defeat. He retreated before he was destroyed.
Rayleigh's life is hanging in the balance right now. Like, he's beaten up, his armor's broken, he's lost his mace.
Yeah.
Azar, I think, is also hanging over the edge or something.
Yeah, we're on the wrong
You
map.
guys got pulled back up. And you're on the boat successfully. A couple of ship deckhands died. Everything happened really fast. the mast almost got sheared off, so it needs to be repaired, and all these sorts of things. But all in all, you guys managed to scare the shark demon off. The demon of the deep is what he was technically named.
Yeah.
And then you recovered. Now
I'm gonna go.
Relay's
gonna walk over to Azar and start slapping him in the face and saying, "You have way too many Crux and potential to be doing nothing in these fights."
It's part of my new religion, bro. It's that thou shalt not Crux or potential more than once a day.
And then he'll take you by the chin and kind of twist your face and say, "Turn the other cheek," as he slaps that side.
Well, at least he didn't pull down your pants and say, "Now turn the other cheek."
Then I'd be worried.
That's right. That's true.
All right. So basically, if you check the map, you guys are down here, a couple 100 miles outside of Neri.
Yay!
I'm gonna let you guys heal up. Just go ahead and take all your damage off of you, any consequences you have. Just go full health. You could draw up to your max potential of 13. Everybody's just going to be full, because we're going to montage the rest of this ship voyage, because I'm done with this boat.
As the camera pans in, you hear a song coming to an end. Azar's been practicing his bard skill. He's like, "Gonna need a montage.
Gonna need a montage."
Montaging out of this bitch. All right.
Voth, I did also level up my athletics, like you had said.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yep. Some more
Very
defensive.
I think you're one of the first to have a level 5 skill.
I am. Did anyone else level it up? Well, I rolled literally 4 succeed minor costs last session with athletics and all those defenses of that shark kicking my trash.
Yeah, it's crazy. With all my deceiving and my insight, which are my 2 highest ones, I've only gotten 1 XP in deceive. I just always nail the shit out of it or completely fail. It's usually I nail the lying and I'm completely oblivious to the world with insight.
Right.
So in one of my level 1 skills, I have 2 XP. What do we say the level up was again?
4.
4 XP.
Okay.
4 XP.
So, yeah, I'm not close to leveling anything up.
So I draw my max potential. Is that what you're saying, Voth?
Yeah. Everybody just go max potential.
Okay, so I'm 13.
Of 13. So,
yay! I didn't.
Jacob, I'm going to deal you 10.
Okay, because you know I won't use them.
I know he doesn't
never
fight.
mind.
You've become a pacifist. This is horrible.
I mean, my deep dark fears are being worn at the end of my sleeve and at the end of my wrist, apparently. I got a whole new religion. I've found Pelor, but now he's going away, so I'm trying to find him again. It's like a whole thing.
Right. We don't draw any Crux, though, do we? There's no refresh with Crux.
0 refresh. You got to earn that shit, which is important because we're actually, after we get through a little bit of a prefacing scene here, we're going to go over everybody's motivations and stuff, and we're going to try to redefine them to get more on point, because without good motivations, we all just drift away in terms of, we keep on track, but no one's earning any Crux if you don't have good motives, and that's bad.
There you go. I did have an.
All right.
Voth, real quick, I did have an idea about of speeding up things for Crux usage. Why don't you just make it, when you do a reroll, you have to decide exactly how many, quitters you want to reroll the first time.
You're definitely welcome to do that up front. The slow re-roll, I don't mind if people go one at a time and do 10 re-rolls because they're spending 10 Crux. I mean, I don't care.
Well, this would be like, well, I'm going to spend
ultimately
the 5 Crux right off the bat to re-roll all 5 quitters. And then just do the one.
We've done that sometimes where people did that and toss out 2 Crux. But the thing is, like, with actually allowing you to do it more than once, is I've had some wonderful scenes with my home game where people are like, they need that one more success, and they roll a Crux and it comes up a fail, and they're like, oh no. Or they turn it to a dead duck, so they're like, okay, I'll go to my next number 2, and hopefully it doesn't go away, and they roll it, and it comes up that 3, and they're like, God damn, okay, one more Crux. You know, it's like drugs. One more Crux.
No, it's...
And they
some Crux.
throw it out there.
Quit rolling Crux is what I'm going to do, because all I do is ever roll 3s.
I think you should just choose more wisely what you use your Crux in, because there's a couple of times you re-rolled like you're sprinting across the boat roll when you could just save that to re-roll your stab them in the head roll.
Or you're like, or you'll get 4 6s, and you'll want to explode them, and I'm like, I can't really think how running across the boat's going to get better. I want to anyways. I'm like, okay, fine, flash, run.
I did that to create boosts, and that's what I got.
I don't think
those boosts saved
boosts.
me on that shark, because he was totally, focused right in on me, beating the snot out of me the whole time.
I understand.
Because like an evil
definitely
god
created boosts.
Yeah, all the evil gods want me back. I'm like being.
Now back to the little Crux story where they turn it into a dead duck, and then they re-roll and it's a fail, and they re-roll one more time, and then it comes up a 6, and I've had everyone at the table jump up like, oh my god, like, it was the most important roll in the world, and then they're like, you got a 6, you got to explode it, and they explode it, and it came up another 6 and re-exploded, and everyone just jizzed all over the table. It was
it's phenomenal.
It
is a great mechanic that just it's like the Fate blowout, where you just cash in on all your boosts and the aspects and invokes and everything. It's kind of like
the
that.
The Fate blowout is altogether, I mean, it's similar in the sense that it creates a yay moment, but when everything hangs in the balance and you keep trying at it and you finally get it, that's great. And then also it has the flip side of when you've got one re-roll left and you roll it and it comes up a dead duck and you're just crushed.
Right.
You're just like, oh, my amygdala just doubled in size. What am I going to do?
Right.
It's a great moment. So
I just need to find
and that's something to recover from too. So it's
yeah. I just
has a lot of good aspects to it, I think.
I just need to find a way to make my re-rolls function off of 3 or higher. And then I'm all good.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Like Perrin has, he could re-roll all dead ducks. You could have something called the Holy Trinity. You could re-roll all 3s.
All 3s re-roll automatically.
Not automatically. That would be cheating.
That would be awesome.
But I'd give that to you on a daily.
Yeah, exactly.
The Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity. They got to do it monk style.
Okay.
Thou shalt not be.
That's right. All right, back to the game.
Okay, so yeah, that was a nice aside, though.
Yeah.
We're off to a good start today because we all sound like we're in good moods, which I think helps a lot. All right, so you guys, we went through the recap. You battled with the fish man. You sailed along. You got full health. I would assume that Azar, having the best craft skill, probably worked on helping fix the mast and a few other things, and Perrin blessed all the dead bodies all over the place and threw them overboard because that's what he's good at doing. And
how did we deal with
all in all?
Go ahead.
Oh, did we just lose Voth?
Do what?
Well, there you are.
Oh, I was like, go ahead.
How do we deal with what?
I forgot that we had switched boats I thought we
Yep.
were
We went
still
to the big
dealing with
boat.
the pedophile getting split in half.
Nope.
No.
Big boat.
New boat.
Yeah.
And
MJ did blow up
basically,
the mast.
No, it was not on
Oh, yeah.
fire. It was holy flames.
You burned.
Yeah, the sail
You
should
burned
be
some
gone.
stuff.
That's okay. Relay blew it out.
Yeah,
It was
you
like,
guys had some repairs.
They had a bonus sail.
Without doubt, there were some repairs to be done. You guys probably spent several days anchored, fixing the boat, unable to sail without sails. You know, who knew?
yeah, Relay spent
So you've
many of
certainly
those,
lost.
he spent many of those days quoting passage scriptures, Pilar's passage scriptures to the captain to pacify him so he wouldn't throw us overboard.
Which made him
So
want
you-
to throw
you
us
guys-
overboard.
That's right.
You definitely lost quite a bit of time dealing with the boat being broken, and then also the looming threat of the possibility of the return of Sharkman was worrisome, and the captain, to say the least, was very unhappy with having you guys aboard. He probably at some point threatened to set you overboard on a dinghy and tell you were on your own, but I would assume Azar's silver tongue talked him out of it. He still can't wait to get rid of you, and you guys are nearing the port of Nairi over here. As you guys are coming to drawing close to the village, as the party draws near the port of Nairi, this small fishing town has several large ships in port.
Oh, that means that other people have made it across here before us.
Well, go into character.
Yep. Perrin, that's got to mean that more people with the mark have come across too, have made it in here. Why would there be so many ships over in just this area in a small fishing town?
Oh, it's a small fishing town?
Yep.
That is probably a good assumption. We should definitely try to help them find the lich so we can break the curse together.
That's what I'm thinking. If we find out who we can trust and bring them with us, we can be a mite of Pelar heading towards the vast swamp.
We should definitely be wary, though. I mean, between the lumberjack and Eliza, I've heard two groups trying to slaughter each other.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to be careful because there's going to be people who aren't interested in
They're in it for
helping everyone.
themselves.
Yeah, they're just going to want to save themselves, which they won't understand the fact that we want to save everyone. They'll think that we're trying to get there before them so we can save ourselves, which obviously is not the case.
Relay will put a hand up over on Eliza and then look to Perrin and Azar and go, "We have nothing to worry about, brethren. We have Eliza, and she can gut 'em like a fish."
Oh, jeez. Well, hopefully she doesn't have to gut anyone.
I look over to see if Eliza is still traumatized or if she's like,
That's
okay.
right. She's still got the blood splatter on her still. She wears that as a badge now.
She's doing okay now.
She's alright.
Alrighty. You guys are drawing into the Nairi port. Nairi appears to be a relatively small fishing town. Many large ships crowd the harbor, more traffic than this small town is used to. And too few town's guardsmen try to manage this troublesome crowd. So it is fairly, you could tell the port is raucous. There's people pushing and shoving and shouting. All walks of life are here. Ivan, what are you doing? Shut the door.
Oh, you know what we forgot to do, Voth? We forgot
right.
struggles
What?
and goals.
Oh, we're actually about to start that right now.
Okay.
Just wanted to get a little RP out of the way and the arrival in Nayeri to get a feel for the area, and then we're going to go into struggles and goals.
Okay, sorry.
So, you guys are in this town. The ship draws up to one of the very few open spots in the dock. It's probably too small for your ship. This is a big seagoing ship, and this is a fishing village, so the port is relatively small and definitely overcrowded at this point. The captain turns to you guys and he explains that this is strange. You know, he's been by here before and there's never this many ships. And he complains that there's no dock hands-on available. He usually could throw his rope out to someone and they'll help secure him, and there's just nobody available. It's just crowds of raucous people. So definitely things feel out of place here. What would you guys like to do?
Relay is going to, excuse me, stare out over the crowd and look and see if he can determine if the people are more like refugees or if they're like just travelers that would look sort of like them.
I'll give you that at an insight 1.
Okay. Oh, you're going to make me spend Crux already.
Well, Jacob has a lot of insight if you want to have him do it.
I got 3d6.
Oh, well, there you go. There, you got your 1.
I got my 1.
You look out over the crowd, and you could tell that these don't have the looks of the refugees that you passed. The refugees that you passed earlier were relatively uniform in appearance. You know, of course, there's male, females, old and young. But I mean, the clothing type was relatively similar. Racially, they were pretty homogenous, you know, because they're all coming across from the same area. This is a wide and varied group of people, from rich to extremely poor to being a barbaric look to maybe being knightly. A lot of people, males, females, it's all over the place.
Okay. Relay will share his observations with Azir and Taryn.
So that's interesting that there's so many different people in this small town. Obviously, I mean, that's kind of a confirmation of what we were assuming earlier, that it's not just local people coming around or the city happens to be busy. It seems like it's people coming from all over the place.
Yeah. Relay will turn to Perrin and say, "Hey, let's go out and start checking people's wrists. I mean, not just grabbing them and checking their wrists, but let's go out and see what we can find out. See if they bear the mark."
Rather than checking for the marks, I think we should get going.
Mic up.
Mic up.
I said I think instead of checking for tattoos or whatever marks, we should get going, because keep in mind there's only 13 skulls left, or total. And look how many people are out there.
Yeah, I think
tattoos there are.
I think Kevin's right. I think we need to shift our strategy a little bit. I was trying to find people with skulls earlier when I thought they would help us, but I think finding more people might be a detriment, and we have to watch our backs a little bit more. So maybe if we sneak through town without telling anyone that we have the marks, it might be easier to kind of get where we're going without any troubles.
But Relay will turn to Perrin and say, "Perrin, I thought we were here to help these people."
We are, and I think the best way to help them is for us to get to the Lich first, and destroy the Lich, freeing the curse. I think if we're having to deal with these people and we get into a big group again, you never know if more people will get killed from the infighting we've seen with Eliza and whatever the woodsman's name is. I can't remember his name.
Have you guys gone ashore?
Not yet.
We're still talking on the boat.
Who is the god of fear?
Tate.
Who's the god of fear?
Malcolm.
That's right.
Is it Malcor?
Wow.
It could be. It could be whatever you want it to be called. I know the god of lies is Cyric, but I'm just going to pull out my D&D book real quick. See
Okay.
if you keep going. I'll see if I can find what the god of
Right.
fear
So
is.
Relay's going to turn back in a scolding way to Perrin and be like, Perrin, your explaining sounds like, guidance by the god of fear. As we're with Pellar, we go in might and in light and show ourselves to everyone so that we can have Pellar's light shine upon everyone. There should be no purpose to us hiding in the darkness when we should be out showing in the light.
If I have any fear in my heart, it's only for these poor, wretched souls who are going to turn on each other if they get desperate, which I would imagine they're probably feeling pretty desperate now because it's been a couple weeks since the curse started.
Right, but Pellar will provide, will he not? Has he not provided for us this whole way?
He'll provide us with the brains to make our own decisions.
Right.
He's not going to lay everything out for us. We have to...
Relay will come to a realization and go, oh, Perrin, okay, I understand what you're saying. We go in and we collect all 13 skulls to ourselves, let the people think that they're still going, but then they may kill each other. They may have more killings and stuff like that when they can't continue to find the skulls. We got to kill this lich. We got to kill it.
Yeah, that's been my plan the whole time, is to kill the lich.
Now, why are we heading the wrong direction? What are acquiring the skulls going to do for us in killing the lich?
Well, don't we think the lich is with the skulls?
No, the lich is back at the mountain.
Oh, that's right. Well, I think if we gather the skulls, we can prevent other people from finding them, and instead of 13 people surviving, we can all survive.
Yeah. I just have a bad feeling that the lich is going to be using these skulls for something a lot worse than what's going on here in this world right now. I can just feel the darkness and closing in around. There must be some other way to take care of this, because I fear that many souls will be lost. If we acquired this, say if for instance, if we acquired all 13 skulls ourselves, we possess those skulls, the people will still be looking for them, and then there will still be fighting amongst themselves, murdering, and all that kind of stuff that's going on because of this curse that this lich has put on there. So I'm not sure how to play this all out so that the less amount of lives will be lost.
Well, if we don't grab the skulls and people happen to find them, then we die and everybody else dies. So if we can find the skulls and then keep them safe, we have a chance to kill the lich. We still don't know where the lich exactly is.
Right.
If we get the skulls, we can we can get the timer extended, so to speak.
Exactly. Instead of 13 random people finding it and then thousands of people dropping dead, if we find them and carry them with us, we can keep searching for the lich, destroy the lich, and save everybody.
Right.
Tate, the farmer guy who's with you, or the lumberjack, he chimes in. He says, "So what you're saying is you want to find the skulls and take them to the lich?"
No, we want to find the skulls and prevent them from being taken to the lich by some fearful souls.
Yeah, we could bring them back to one of the temples of Pelor and keep them safe there, or hide them somewhere in the wilderness that only we know where it is, or there's
We
a lot
can
of
put
things
them in my weird hand.
His weird hand.
There you go. Well, then wouldn't we be adding more fear to your hand?
We'll see.
I'm more likely to chop off the hand than feed it, but you never know.
Do you say that is this in character?
No.
Oh, come on.
He thinks it.
Oh, we could
I'll
chop.
say it. I mean,
There's a doom on Relay. I mean, you have a doom.
We could feed it. Yeah, Relay will post up, and so
I'm
we
gonna
could
give
feed
him a
it.
crux.
Okay.
I gave you a crux for playing up to your trouble of your tenets of all your super. So basically, you'd say in character, I'm more likely to chop off his hands and put the skull into it.
I did already tell him that his hand was evil earlier, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Relay will pipe says, no, Perrin. We could feed the skulls into the hand first, and then chop the hand off, and then they're just in the hand.
But then how do we get him out of the hand?
We don't. We can sear the hand and destroy it. And then the
I
skulls
hold
are
my hand and recoil a little bit. Like, why are y'all trying to kill my hand?
Your hand starts screaming in a shrill voice.
Like holding it against my chest, petting it soft. Like, guys, he's fine. You leave him alone. He's not going. It's okay. You're not going anywhere.
It does the Sith
I
Lord
think
sort
that's
of no sound.
To find the skulls and bring them to the Temple of Pelor for safekeeping.
Yeah, I realize I don't like the whole idea. I think a better way is to look for the skulls and destroy them. Just destroy them. Obviously, it's something very, very well. If we can destroy them, it's something very, very powerful that this Lich wants, and it probably just needs to not be upon this earth. Maybe if we destroy the skulls, and he holds out his wrist and looks at the marking on his wrist and says, "It looks like a skull. The marking looks like a skull. Maybe the skulls have something to do with what's feeding power to this Lich."
I don't think that's feeding power to Lich, because if it was feeding power to him, he wouldn't need to go find them. He would have the power already.
He's like, "Haven't you ever seen Harry Potter? Horcruxes."
I'm not familiar with that.
My memory is a bit fuzzy, but I recall somehow knowing that the curse is like linked to an unchaining of sorts. So I don't know, or a chaining of sorts. I can't remember the details exactly, but
You would recall
linked to
that the breaking of the curse is synonymous with the breaking of a chain of releasing something from a prison.
Didn't that happen when Rayleigh shot chains out of him into everybody?
No,
No.
but the fact that Rayleigh shot chains out to everyone and the Erythnol and the whole chain thing is sort of, a recurring theme.
Synonymous, yeah.
But I think it was you guys were looking into either how to get the curse removed, or maybe it was one of Relay's hallucinations. I don't really remember, but I think actually Perrin figured this out in the chapel. That when you get the curse removed, the curse has an underlying tone within it of also, it's like a duality to the curse. You remove the curse from you, but in doing so, you also remove one of the chains, so to speak.
Yeah, so we don't want to destroy them, and we don't want other people to find them. We want to keep them safe.
Relay holds up his fist and goes, "So we're going to have to kill the innocent."
We don't have to kill any innocent. We have to kill the Lich.
Guys, we should probably park this boat.
Yeah, let's get off the boat now.
The boat is parked. You guys have been standing on the deck discussing
And looking.
Real quickly, everybody give me an obtune notice. If you want to spend Crux on it, that's fine. If not, don't worry about it.
Well, yeah, I can't. I'm not going to spend Crux on it, so I'm not going to notice. I can't even get it. I'm only a 1d6.
Yeah, I have a 1d6 as well.
Everyone has a
That's
1d6. Okay, let me roll it just in case I get something good.
That's a
We're also
it's an obtuse. Okay. Relay gotta at least succeeded at cost, so you
I'm
can
gonna-
record it in XP.
Yes. I forgot about XP.
You're going to notice. Jacob, did you say you'd be right back? I guess so. I'll wait for him a second.
Okay.
While I further think about what the notice cost will be.
There's Matt's once per session.
It's the ambulance.
Matt's having an air raid.
It sounded like a suicide, not suicide, but what was the World War II Japanese bombers, the O's that were diving?
Oh, the kamikaze.
Kamikazes.
The zeros. Zeros.
Yep.
Zeros.
But the when they're in their dive.
Yep.
All right. So what you notice is, there's something kind of hanging on you. You're like, what's missing? What's missing? And then it clicks in your head. I don't see Eliza. And then you kind of glance over the edge, and you see her just going into the crowd. She is literally gone ashore. While you guys were having your long conversation, apparently she got bored and thought she would look around. The young, naive little girl who seems to be the MacGuffin.
Relay points, taps Perrin and points to Eliza disappearing into the people, says, "Isn't that your paladin pupil?"
And I'll let out a big shit and run after her.
He's going to let out a big shit.
You're going to have to clean that up. I'm not cleaning that up.
Yeah, it's the poop deck, guys. Don't worry. You guys are so immature. Can't believe this. Anyways.
All spawned from the GM.
Moving along. Upon Eliza disappearing into the crowd, we're going to cut here and go to a meta discussion of all of our new stuff.
Yay.
We're going to start with MJ because for some reason you're first on the way I have my stuff set up. First off, your mission is find the Temple of the Forbidden in the vast swamp.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfectly fine mission to me unless you wanted to change it.
Nope.
Now we're going to jump down to your goal. Get the party back to sailing towards the vast swamp. Obviously, that has been circumvented by just jumping ahead.
Yep.
So, actually, I think you got a crux for it last session. What would you like your goal to be now, considering A, the RP, and B, the scene in general?
You had mentioned some stuff there of maybe acquiring a new weapon because I can't rely on Flame Strike alone. I was going to be more wanting to sort of go shield offensive instead of shield and mace offensive. So,
you want to be pure shield?
Yes. I want to go shield offensive and defensive training or development or something like that.
Tell you what. In order to get your shield to be an offensive weapon worthy of potentially doing damage and not just a means of like pushing people out of the way, you're probably going to need to acquire a shield spike and affix it to the front of your shield to make it both offensive and defensive.
I was even thinking something along the lines of, after watching the demon with the chain hook or whatever he had on there, doing some sort of weaponry to where the shield was chained together to me, where I could throw out the shield and then yank it back to me, sort of like a returning shield.
Oh, you want a Captain America chain shield?
Yes, totally going Captain America.
Okay, if you want your shield to be thrown, I would have to say that that's going to go with shoot.
Okay.
At the very least, or maybe physique. But to me, that has to do with
more shoot.
aiming.
Yeah, it would be more shoot than
Yeah,
it would be physique. So melee wise,
right,
it would be
so-
fight, and then ranged, it would be shoot.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty
So maybe
yeah.
maybe a round shield, and you put serration on the side. That'd be pretty awesome, like you're throwing a saw blade.
Yeah.
But that does also sound kind of dark, so I don't know. We'll figure out the fluff later. But for now,
Well, I wouldn't use it as like put blades or spikes on there. It'd be more like bludgeoning
okay.
and defensive.
I've got to say, it's going to require some sort of visit to a blacksmith, because right now you have a drape shield. I would say that it's a drape shield that hangs over your forearm, and in order to do the things that you're talking about, you're going to need to get it made into a punch shield where it has a single spot that your hand holds, so you can actually punch with it, and then also do the proper throws and then affix a chain to it. So
yeah. Okay. So how do I
would
relate
put
that into a goal?
If you want this to be a goal, I would probably put something along the lines of get my shield customized, and I feel like that would probably cover all of that nonsense.
Perfect.
Now, in terms of struggle, just based off the RP that you guys had, it sounds like you want to destroy the skulls, and Perrin wants to preserve the skulls and hide them, and Ben wants to eat the skulls or something like that. So,
I don't want to consume their power or anything. What are you talking about?
So, I think that sounds like grounds for a struggle, personally.
Yeah.
Like, it could be as simple as convince the others that the skulls need to be destroyed because best idea to me, or something along those lines.
I think what you had mentioned in the forums is a little more prevalent to Relay, though.
Okay.
Because of my encounters, first of all, with the snake demon, and now with the shark demon, of still maintaining my freedom from these, becoming an open conduit to all the gods again.
I'm scrolling up to find it. God, you guys chat so damn much.
It's on 13.
Where is it?
13 and halfway up, I think. You said, well, you're a target of demons and bring death in your wake. Maybe you could fear getting innocents killed. Like Jacob, though, your character could work on a skill. You have no decent social skills, which, I'm going to keep that way. And really help anyone with mental damage. Maybe you could set out to get better and reassurance to help your comrades endure the torment and horrors that follow you.
So,
I kind of like that idea.
that worked.
I just want which way to put it more poignant in the game.
So, just to be clear, you are wanting to pursue reassurance or not?
I don't know if it's really reassurance, but more because it's more focused on him. He's not too worried, just like he did with the captain on the boat. He's like, whatever, I am who I am. But I am not going to be an open conduit to these other demon gods. So maintain.
Well, there's many good gods that you could, like Torm and
right.
the other ones.
But see, it's
Ao, the god of gods.
all the monsters that have been coming and attacking us have been evil. So continue to be a closed conduit, but that's not really a struggle, is it? Well, it could be.
It's not a struggle. Basically, remember, if you say you could create the struggle of I want to continue to be a closed conduit, then that intrinsically brings with it the idea that things are going to be trying to worm their way into your head, and you're going to be struggling with that.
Right.
You might have brushed with Cyric and all of a sudden find that you can't tell the truth or something like that. You know, that would be the struggle. Like if all of a sudden you falter and sort of became, you know, quasi evil for half a session, and then you fight your way back at him and say, no, I'm not going to go back to being Cyric's like lapdog or whatever.
Right. I kind
Maybe
of like that.
acid had an effect on you. Maybe it more so than physical damage is mental, and it got into your brain this like this evil sense of jealousy or vengeance or yada yada. You know, one of the 7 sins.
Right. Continue to fight off the dark effects that surround me.
God, how would you put that?
Yeah.
Struggling to keep my temple clean or something like that, I think sounds good, because
Keep my temple pure and holy.
I think there you go. And that kind of to me reflects the idea that there is darkness trying to take you over still, and you will have to fight to maintain that.
Perfect.
And keeping it holy and all that doesn't necessarily mean only Pelor, because
Exactly.
like I said, there's good gods out there. So basically, you just need like a passport system for your temple.
Yep. Okay, cool. I'm good.
I thought it meant he wanted to make it out of Swiss cheese.
Oh, yeah, it could be that.
That's that old.
All right.
I'll do that to my
Azar.
shield, so when I throw it, it kind of whistles.
Azar, moving on to you. Your mission is travel to a seafaring port, aid Rayleigh and Perrin in destroying the Lich or breaking the curse.
Yeah, those are
obviously,
hints or maybe suggestions.
seafaring part is removed.
Is the other one a good
And
one?
destroying the
or is
Lich
that,
or breaking the curse.
I mean, that's my ultimate mission in life, is to break this curse, and if destroying the Lich with the
Right.
other,
Okay. Well,
that's what they seem to want.
here's my question. They both want to get the skulls, one to destroy them, one to preserve them. I would say that your mission is going to have to in some way have that in it. So you could say, I want to aid Perrin and Lich in destroying Perrin and Lich. You want to aid those two dudes in destroying the Lich or breaking the curse by acquiring the skulls, or acquire the skulls to break the curse, or something like that, because the skulls are the major step, and if you don't have that in your mission, you're going to have this entire next arc.
I thought it was
Not
like
pertaining
kind
to
of
your mission.
inherent, since the skulls pertain to getting a skull is taking steps towards the Lich. But I mean, I could make it more wordy or whatever.
Yeah, just throw something about the skulls in there so that you can always have that as a cue, an RP cue of need the skulls, need the skulls. Are you typing?
Yeah.
All right, I'll wait then.
How's that?
Aid Rayleigh and Perrin in acquiring the skulls to destroy the Lich and breaking the curse. Oh, fix your grammar.
I'm going to English. JP Unring.
Fix your grammar. We're going to go to your goal next, because I think goals are the next easiest thing to do.
Okay.
Attempt to convince Perrin of his father's virtues. Obviously, that's out. Well, not necessarily, but at this point, it doesn't pertain to being close to that city. Find the entrance to the temple of the elemental curse. Oh, come on.
I don't know what to call it. What is it? It's the Temple
In the vast marsh. Elemental evil and curses is what it's called. Finding the entrance to the temple. I don't think that. Oh, that's a little bit long for a goal.
Like long.
You want to
run
do
or
something
what?
that you know you. like you can make that your goal, but you're not going to succeed in that. You may not succeed in that this session, depending on how you guys RP things, especially with this long central discussion.
Well, what's something I could put? Like, what am I supposed to know as a player? What's going to happen next? To know as to put it a goal.
You
like,
do know that, for instance, Eliza just went missing. You could put your goal based around that.
Is that why you want to do the 15
Let's
minutes of RP just to give us a thought process of our stuff over here?
Yeah, just for something. And like, I didn't even have planned to have Eliza go missing, but she is now, so that could be a goal.
You guys just talk too much.
All right, then my goal is now going to be find Eliza.
You also have the possible goal of finding out more about these people. You guys just assumed tons of stuff.
My goal is
haven't actually.
Yeah.
I get through these people and onward.
Okay, you want to get out of this town.
And out of town. Or no, get through the crowd and on the road.
All right, that is something you could do this session. I like that goal. Because I think you were the one bringing up the fact that you guys need to get to it, or maybe it was Relay.
Yeah.
At this point,
there's like a lot of people, so
Yeah.
we got to get the hell out of here.
All right, so let's go to your struggle. Fight my demons. The feeling of evil may be renewed as a sense of joy.
You remember that when you said I did
evil,
something and I felt
thirst for
evil?
power.
Like maybe that I got like
Yeah.
ooh, I missed this.
So it's yeah, that's definitely a struggle there. I'd put that. I mean, that sounds good as a struggle. You know, am I evil or am I good?
Am I evil? Yes, I am.
God, it reminds me of this Che Guevara quote where he says something along the lines of, "I found that I really enjoy killing." Oh man.
How's that? Teetering on the cusp of good and evil.
That sounds good.
Right.
You're just definitely going to have to bring that up and touch on it.
No, my struggle is I am feeling evil, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. I'd like to confess, at the moment I discovered that I really like killing Che Guevara. What a great guy. Yeah. Communist. Anyways. Alright, so that was your struggle. We'll put that in there. And we're moving on to parent. Mission: find the Lich and destroy it with my father's dagger, freeing the curse and bringing some sort of redemption to my father's evil life. I like that. Find and destroy the Lich with my father's.
Double whammy. It ties in something to do with my dad as well as
ties in your dad.
Yeah, without having a specific thing just for him.
Yeah, definitely. I think that sounds really good as a mission. So we might tie in the skull thing into your struggle because, once again, you guys aren't necessarily agreeing on what to do with the struggle. I mean, with the skull. So your struggle could be along the lines of determine what the best course of action is with these skulls. You know, something along those lines. Unless you have a struggle that you prefer. Do you have any idea for your struggle?
So what I had written was kind of, I'm a destroyer. I've come to terms with that, but what path am I leading Eliza down? I definitely want to train her, but is it going to be for self-defense? Is it going to be so she can follow in my footsteps? Is it so she can become a knight of some sort on her own? I definitely want to make sure that she's trained and able to defend herself, but then what comes after that?
It kind of sounds along the lines of, I'm a destroyer, and I want to train Eliza without corrupting her to my destructive ways, or more or less. That's kind of what you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Protect the others on the journey to the swamp. That is definitely a goal
I feel like
that you can get Crux off of.
Yeah, I feel like since I'm kind of embracing myself being like
Party defender.
the destroyer and the fighter,
Yeah.
that, you know, I will take it personally that I have to kind of defend them from
I'll tell you, like
shark demons of the world.
Like I told Jacob, the to the swamp might not be fulfilled this session. You can pick up an XP at the end of the session for it. I mean, a Crux, because the fact that if you have to protect them in any way, and you're on the way to the swamp. If you want to complete it this session, it'd probably have to be more along the lines of Jacob's and, you know, make sure the party makes it out of this town safely or something like that.
Sure.
Or find Eliza, since she's your little protege.
Instead of... So it's on the journey to the swamp, so it doesn't have to necessarily be all the way to the swamp, it's along the way.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the end point of getting out of the city, for instance, you could get out of the city and everybody's safe, and you could get a Crux, and then you could create the goal of protect the others on the journey to the swamp, and then that would be like the next stage of the goal. Whereas if you just make it protect them on the way to the swamp, you're not going to complete this session, possibly. I can't guarantee it one way or the other at this point.
Yeah. I think I'll leave it as is for now.
That's fine. Quick question though: you don't have any mention of the skulls, and once again, it's to that sort of thing where we're all pursuing the skulls, and you don't have any indication of the purpose of them in your mind, anywhere in your stuff.
True. Not sure which one I replaced though.
I feel like
Well,
we
you
all
don't
had
replace-
skulls at one point, but you said that was like too vague.
No. Well, if I said anything was too vague, I don't know. That doesn't count. Strike that from your memory.
Those are back in my war.
Yeah, I mean, I could add something to one of them along the lines of taking the skulls to the Temple of Pellar for safekeeping.
You know what you could do? Your mission motive is excellent. You could copy paste it into your notes to save for later. And then put your mission, your current mission, revolving around getting to the skulls. You know, I want to find the skulls and do something with them so that I can move on to the other mission. You know what I mean?
Yes, I will do that.
All right. And protecting the others on the way to the swamp, I think, will definitely cover Eliza going missing, since you like her a lot. So, real quick before we move on, I just realized I'm starving, and I'm going to go get something to eat really quick.
15 minutes.
And then we will push forward.
Okay.
No, more like 2 or 3 minutes, honestly. I'm just going to go get like a handful of cereal or something to shut my stomach up, and then I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
One.
There you go. Who in the world is Senator Herp?
Herp.
Herp? Who's that?
I don't know.
Me either. Is it like a video game thing or something?
Got no idea.
Couldn't tell you.
Senator from my state?
He's a senator from Minnesota.
Yep. Hey, I was going to tell you, Matt, how you liking actually having your Bears back now. You know, your Bears with
Chicago Bears?
Yeah, with a chance to actually play well now that they've gotten rid of Cutler.
Oh man, I hate the Bears. I'm a Vikings fan.
Oh, are you? Oh, that's right. You're from Minnesota. That's right.
Yeah, I'm from Minnesota.
You're from Minnesota.
Oh man, I hate the Bears.
Hate the Bears.
That's funny. My buddies fucking love the Bears.
Well, he can like them a lot more now
yeah, it's
because
kinda
Cutler's in Miami.
In Miami.
Yep.
Those poor suckers in Miami.
Oh, they're paying him $2 million for a 1-year contract. It's like, dude.
10
What are we
million
talking
for 1 year.
Oh, is it 10 minutes?
Oh, it must
10
be
million?
basketball,
Good
football, or
God.
something.
10 million for 1 year.
Oh my gosh.
If you gave me $10 million, I'd do almost anything for a whole year. Like, go work at
Seriously.
McDonald's for a year. All right, shit, give me $10 million.
Because you probably, you know, us working stiffs will never make 10 million in our lifetime, probably.
Fucking
No, that would be
crazy.
making
You'd be a male
$50,000 a year for
Afghanistan.
200 years.
Would you be a male prostitute in Afghanistan?
Do I get to choose my clientele?
Is there such a thing in Afghanistan?
Absolutely not.
All right, well,
Oh yeah,
$10
Bakabazi.
$10.
Or it's either Bachabazi or Bakabazi.
Is that
It's
what
this
that is?
whole weird thing.
Oh my god.
They just made it illegal, but it's basically they dress up cute boys in girls' clothes and have them dance and strip and then like do sex things. It's weird.
Damn, that is weird.
Wow.
That was like in Thailand or some shit.
Afghanistan, Middle East. I don't know.
They seem so.
You know how when they-
sweet,
if you-
that kind of weird thing.
Yeah.
If you
$1 million
if you make
is
women
$50,000 a
completely
year for 200 years. Yep.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry, Jay Cutler
Yeah.
does not deserve that kind of money.
Jay
Oh, yeah.
Cutler, the weightlifter guy.
No, Jay Cutler used to be the
He's a
quarterback
football
of
player.
the Bears
And the Broncos.
and the Broncos. At least we had him when he was good, and he would actually listen to a coach. And he left, and he hasn't done crap since.
Here, I'll show you the Jay Cutler that I know.
Okay.
If this picture will ever load. Image. This is Jay Cutler.
Ha! Definitely not
Veins
that.
everywhere. Huh?
Oh,
I feel like he can't wipe his own ass.
Oh, he probably can't. I don't know. His lats aren't quite that big. He might be able to wipe his own ass still.
It's not.
But when
at
your
a
lats-
normal angle.
That looks like the character I made for Jacob in Gehenna.
I am the Hulk.
And here's
I don't know. I think he might do steroids.
I mean, maybe. Maybe.
Here's the real Jay Cutler.
He wears a skirt.
Yes, he does. Not
Like
really.
for reals?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know shit about that. Anyways.
Wow.
Wow, he looks like a dweeb.
Yeah, he's the nerd
Yep.
Cutler compared to the other one. Like the other one would beat him up.
He was the guy
I
that.
don't know. Bodybuilders can't fight to save their lives.
What was it? A couple
Probably.
years ago, he was in a playoff game, and he got bumped or hit on his knee or something like that, and it wasn't like game ending. But then he sat out of the game. The rest
No,
of the
he
game.
got a hard time with that, but he tore his MCL in the game.
Oh, did he tear his MCL?
That's why he left.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it
Like,
was
so he
something
could still
like that.
walk on it, but he couldn't, like, run and if you tried to, like, plant your foot, like, his knee would have just...
Can't pivot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he got a lot of crap because he was walking around and not going back in the game. It's because with the tore MCL, he could walk. He just couldn't do anything athletic.
It
So
screws
I hate
up
Jay
the
Cutler. He got messed with that.
it screws up the integrity of the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you
You
had
can
planted
hobble,
wrong,
but you
Well,
can't
isn't
do
it-
anything.
his knee would have like come out.
Yeah, isn't it lateral motion that causes the problem?
Right,
Yeah.
you can't pivot or anything. Like if you put any sort of torque on it, because you could tear your MCL or whatever when you do a heel hook, like an outside heel hook, and you'll just rotate the knee right out of socket. And you can stand up, but you can't do a damn thing.
Okay, there
You
is
have to. It's like peg leg. You can balance on it.
there is no way that Jay Cutler bodybuilder guy is not on. He's on roids. There's no way he can be that big.
No shit, dude.
Look
I'm
how
just kidding.
big his head is comparative to his body. He's got this like little teeny head and this huge old body.
Yeah, pretty
The bodybuilding championship crap that they used to do,
Uh-huh.
it basically came out that they were doing steroids, and so they tried to curb the steroid use, and nobody tuned in because nobody was these big creepy like test tube baby monsters. So they're like, let's ease up on the rules about testosterone, and so they don't really test them at all anymore, and so they've been growing exponentially, and now they just look like this
Yeah.
walking side of beef over here.
Yeah. Too bad they can't grow their heads.
No, you'll grow your head. If you take HGH, your head will continue to grow.
Really?
And testosterone actually causes a buildup of bone in your jaw. So that's a way that you can tell if someone's done testosterone. Perfect example would be Arnold Schwarzenegger. If their
Right.
jaw is wider than their temples, they're doing testosterone. I mean, look at this Jay Cutler guy. He's got an itty bitty jaw. He's not jacked on testosterone. And then you look at this guy, and his jaw. You see where his cheeks are go out wider than his temple. That guy's jacked.
Man, he's so freaking ripped. Yeah, but isn't doing testosterone's
It's
like
like
really
Barry Bonds did.
really
Head-
bad for
his
you?
hat size one.
Yeah, doing testosterone is not really, really bad for you. It's doing it wrong, or doing, like for instance, people will take a lot of insulin, which is something that
Yeah.
it has to do with the way testosterone is processed through the liver, and they'll take it to create more free floating testosterone in their system. But in the long run, you can actually like damage your liver, and it causes your stomach to distend, and it's really fucking weird. And testosterone, in terms of if you go in a high cycle, if you don't cycle off right, testosterone breaks down into estrogen, and so you'll start developing like titties, and your nuts will shrink and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So you have to do it right. You have to take estrogen blockers. You have to cycle on 6 months, cycle off, and you're just pumping your body full of so much shit.
Right.
And then you also got to take like things to cleanse your liver. It's not worth it. It's not
Yeah,
fucking
because
worth it.
you're taking things to counteract things as you're taking other things to counteract the things that you just take, and then it just like compounds upon each other. That's I thought.
Yeah, you see how that guy's head,
Yeah. Let's see.
his jaw
Yeah.
is huge. So that's a
Barry
testosterone
Bonds.
jaw.
Yeah, Barry
And then-
Bonds.
And then if you notice, like his his temples are actually almost equal to his jaw. So that's HGH. HGH causes the human growth hormone, causes the dome to grow, and testosterone causes the jaw to grow.
Yep. Yep.
But anyways, I don't know how the hell we got on all that stuff. Would you guys like to play D? Well, not D&D, whatever this crap's called.
I still call it D&D.
Yeah, it's still bad.
Yeah, I know.
we
It's
were
like
just,
Coke. Can I
I
have
was
a
just
Coke?
merely
That's
asking.
Dr. Pepper. It's a Coke.
Yeah, no, that's Texas.
No, it's a pop. It's a pop or a soda.
Northerners are
Pop.
pop, Southerners are fucking soda, and Texas is Coke.
Right.
Everything's
You want
Coke.
a All right, give me a Dr. Pepper. If you ask
You want a
for
Coke? Here's a
they
Sprite.
need
You want a
Dr.
Coke?
Yeah. If you order a Coke in Colorado, they're going to come bring you a Coca-Cola, and you may be saying, "Can I get a Coke?"
If you want
a Mountain Dew, you'd be getting a Coca-Cola.
If you want a Coca-Cola in Texas, you have to say, I want a Coca-Cola, or you have to say, I want a cola. Because if you say Coke, they'll be like, what kind?
Which one?
Yeah, cola means Coke. Coke means Dr. Pepper or anything else.
Gotcha. Yeah, but would be Mountain Dew be considered a cola?
No, that's still
Coke?
Coke. It's
No,
just,
no.
That's a Coke.
A Coca-Cola is specific because it has the cola root in it.
Right.
That's what makes it a cola.
Right.
The Coke is a general term for soft drink, for pop, for soda. It's general. So
It's
you could
kinda
get a
like
Coke that's a
Sprite.
Sprite.
It's
You
just
get a
how you
Coke that's a Mountain Dew. Big
Yeah,
Red's a
each sort
Coke.
of
They're all
Coke, and then
Cokes.
what kind?
Yeah.
Yep. So once again, who wants to play
Let's
D&D?
do it.
Wait, I got to post one last image.
All right,
Alright, let's go.
you're gonna get fired.
There you go.
Yeah, that is definitely a big derail. All right, so now that you guys have your newfound missions, you've entered you're still looking for the deck of the ship, and you've seen Eliza disappear into a thronging crowd of multitudes of different people. Perrin exclaims a big shit. What would you guys like to do? We'll start with Perrin. Perrin, what do you do after screaming shit?
I'm gonna run after her. No second glance or looking around to see if they're following me. I'm just going.
Make him do an athletics check because
You're
he just
running-
like jumped off directly off the top of the ship down to the port.
Well,
Did you do that, or did you run down the gangplank?
I'd probably take the gangplank the same as Eliza did.
Are we tied up?
Yeah, we're tied up.
Yeah, the boat is where you could disembark now.
Then I
Yeah, that's
pursue
how she got
Perrin.
aboard.
I just
Relay?
picture
What do you do?
I just picture Perrin. You know, he's like, "Oh crap!" and he just jumps over the side of the boat down.
Well, I would assume you guys are standing kind of close to the gangplank, so he could just walk down and not break his legs.
Yep. Relay will snag his shield and throw it on his back, Captain America style, and head down the plank with Perrin towards him. He's being Perrin's wingman, so he's watching his back.
Azar has his
All right.
new loot on his back.
Azar sticks out his hands and
You
sucks
guys-
up both Relay and Perrin.
When you guys get down onto the dock level and you're moving through the crowd, it's kind of like the scene from Indiana Jones where he's trying to chase people through the market. You know, it's just throngs of people going in all kinds of directions, and it's not easy to weave through it. Let me see. What do you think would make the most sense for, I guess, a notice, to see if you can notice anything?
Alright.
The way I've seen
In a
several videos is the admin just rolls it. He just rolls 3 dice, and each dice represents one of us, and we don't get a choice whether or not we roll the dice. You just say, all right, the first roll is a success, so that means Rayleigh noticed this, and the other guys did not.
Yeah.
Right. But I have an XP system and all that stuff tied to skills and an obstacle system. I'll tell you what, I will set this again at an obstacle 2, moving through a crowd. Let me check my ob ladder real quick.
I succeeded on mine, I believe. 5, right?
I rolled mine, but I don't see it in the thing. There it goes.
That's it, yeah.
No success. So right now, Jacob's succeeding at a cost. Relay, would you like to do a notice check at an ob 2?
Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and record that XP.
Yeah, I'm going to try to go for an XP again, too, so I can get my notice up. There we go. And no, I'm not going to explode that 6.
But
I'm
guys,
just going to take an XP.
It's nice.
You guys can both succeed at a cost. As you're moving along, you actually hear Eliza scream out. It appears that it's down around a corner to an alleyway. Like, imagine there's an alleyway between these 2 buildings here. And so you guys can hear her scream, and it's echoing from down this way. And there's kind of, in front of you, group of people who are more or less milling about, and one of them sort of breaks into an argument, and there's like a little bit of shoving match, and it's sort of obscuring your ability to move forward.
I
Relay
look
casts
over to Rayleigh, and I kind of give him an affirming nod, like, we gotta fucking do this. And I I sprint off in that direction, but as I'm doing that, I also tap Perrin on the shoulder and kind of do like a point in that direction, like follow me, you know, like wiggle my hand, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, do you send him the hand signs with your good hand or your bad hand?
My bad hand, so it's super noticeable. It's finger, like wiggling. Let's go this way.
Are you still wearing gloves over that thing?
No, it's free.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I keep it kind of tucked back behind my cloak usually.
As an aside, moving forward, you guys be more cognizant of your motives, and if you feel like you've done something worthy of a crux, bring it up to me, and we'll reward it at that point. Otherwise, I'm going to be focused on my notes, and I've gotten to where I forget to look at motives as much. So definitely you're going to have to be proactive with generating your crux. Otherwise, you just get some at the end of the session. Right. To work your way through this crowd, it's going to be, you can either force your way through at an obstacle 2 physique, or you could try to weave your way through at an ob 3 athletics.
I'm gonna just go straight through.
Can I substitute my willpower because I'm super determined to get to Eliza?
Tell you what, I'll give you willpower at an ob 3 too.
Okay.
Not ob 32, ob 3 also.
I'm going to drop 2 potential on that.
Well, since I'm following Perrin,
I'm determined.
And he's just like forcing his way through, wouldn't he be opening up a gap so it would make it a little bit easier for me to make it through?
I mean, if 2 is not anything.
Well, the thing is that with the people, like he's basically powering his way through, but with the shoving match that is broken out between some people, like people, the gap gets closed almost immediately as someone gets shoved into it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Imagine almost like a mosh pit.
Okay.
If he makes his way through it, he doesn't leave it.
Then I'll be dodging it. I'll do the athletics to dodge, because as Perrin's kind of forcing his way through people, I'm there behind him, and I'm kind of dodging as the people are kind of squeezing back in or whatever.
All right. Ob 3 athletics.
Oh, that's another XP.
Alrighty.
I'll take that.
Nice.
Did you spend any potential, Jacob?
Yeah, I spent 2 on my roll.
Hey, Voth, question here.
I don't see him anywhere. Did you already delete him?
Yeah, I dragged them out to the thing.
Okay,
and then you just took them.
That's fine.
Quick question, OOC.
Okay.
I am now at 3 XP in athletics. If I get one more, do I bump up to 66?
You sure as hell do.
Oh my gosh. See, it kind of seems quick. It seems like
I know.
Power
That's
level.
what I'm saying. It's
Sometimes
because
it can be.
Yeah.
One of the things I was thinking about for sort of controlling combat XP is I'm thinking about doubling the XP cost for leveling up, but if you get XP out of combat, you get 2 at a time.
Gotcha.
And then so 1 in combat. So
succeed with the cost, you can just make the costs higher to try to prevent us from taking that XP.
Right. Or just make the cost, the cost is the next level that you're going up to. So I'm at a 5, so I need 6 XP to get to a 6 instead. Or something like that, I don't know.
The big reason that you leveled so fast was combat.
Yeah,
that's it in a nutshell.
It's true.
So
it was.
You need, if we go for 1 XP in combat and 2 XP out of combat and requiring 8 XP to level up, that will slow combat XP down.
True.
Period. And
that's
what I was thinking about doing.
But how do we keep track of that's the problem. It just makes it too clunky then if we
keep track of it. You need 8 XP. You need 8 XP to level up. If you get 1 in combat, you record 1. If you get XP out of combat, you record 2.
Oh,
and when you get to 8, you level up.
So would I record 2 because I'm out of combat then?
0 clunk. I haven't gone up to 8 XP thing. I'll work on that this week. For now,
Yeah.
just put 1.
Okay.
And I think that you getting that much in combat last time was a little fluky too, because I mean you were getting your ass handed to you.
I was.
You could have died.
I mean,
getting
there
that
was
much
a
XP.
cost to it all, but it's still, I was
Yeah.
sitting there defending against this thing that was attacking me every single round. So it would make sense that I was learning better things with my athletics, but it just kind of seemed like it was a little bit quick.
Is your fight or flight kicking in, throwing you around, and just really instincts, you know?
Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! No! Oh crap! I'm over the edge of the side. Ah!
It's also kind of random because I've rolled 1,000 lies and I've gotten 1 XP. You know, because I just constantly succeed.
Right.
Whereas you have really good athletics, but you're constantly succeeding at a cost. So it's like you're stumbling, bubbling. What you are learning like a motherfucker from those stumbles and bumbles.
Exactly. I love this because at any point he could have rolled a crux to get out of it, but because you get an XP for it, he's like, oh, let's get the XP. And because he succeeded at a cost, he also almost died. So it's like, it's a beautiful double-edged sword. This is like my favorite aspect of the mechanics that I
Well, in last session,
cost.
I kept taking XP because I ran out of Crux. I only got those 3 Crux at the end of the session.
Yeah. But
it adds to your
succeed at a cost.
Yes. I succeeded at a cost.
This is what's going to happen to you. As you're going to push your way through, somebody grabs your backpack. And to succeed at a cost, you're going to basically have to shed your backpack and keep going. I imagine you have your shield over one shoulder and your pack over the other, and so it's only on one shoulder and it gets easily taken away. So you have the choice of turning and addressing the person taking your pack, or letting it slip and pursuing Eliza who's screaming.
What's in that pack?
No. Perrin's closer to Eliza. I'm following Perrin.
Yeah,
right.
You're
still trying to get
lost from the group for a little bit.
Yeah. So with my cost, then I'm going to flip my shield to my hand and go around and bash whoever's trying to steal my backpack and lose sight of Perrin.
What if it's like a little orphan kid?
He's getting back.
So basically, your proper traveling gear,
yes,
is what's at stake here.
Right.
From your inventory.
Now, proper traveling.
You turn around.
Is like a adventurer's kit, right?
Yeah. Basically, it's going to be some rations, some rope, your bedroll, things like that. And as you do turn around and you go to bash, it is indeed a child. They look to be about 8 to 10 years old, a little bit younger than Eliza. Mm-hmm. And you turn around and you just... Do you follow through? Do you knock this child to the ground?
I could hesitate in his face. Zuzzy, what do you feel is relay?
I'm thinking is relay that it's in the moment. It's caught up in here. He's trying to weave through all these people, and he gets to a certain point where he gets stuck, and then all of a sudden he feels somebody tugging on his possessions, and it's all a part of an athletic twist and turn, kind of a defensive bash.
All right. You nail this kid in the face, and as he falls back, your pack rips and the contents fall onto the ground. So your rope, your bedroll, your rations, things of that nature. And the kid's face is bloodied, and he looks like you knocked him out. And remember, this is almost the equivalent to a mosh pit, so you see imminently that he's going to be trampled, and you have your supplies here laying on the ground.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Yeah, Relay's going to be like, oh crap, and then he's going to throw his shield up defensively and position himself in front of the child and let his possessions get trampled.
You quickly notice that people descend on the traveler's pack like it's a carcass to starving buzzards. They just are on it quickly. Everyone's like, "Oh, there's a rope," and they grab it, and then you see the person disappear into the crowd, and people like getting the rations and picking them up one after another, and then dropping one and picking it up, and then the people who pick them up, the other guy starts trying to attack him and take the rations, and it's like a fight over the rations, and you manage to, and then eventually this all gets lost in the crowd as you get the child up, and the child he looks up at you with tears in his eyes, and he's not really speaking, but as you see him laying there with his hand sort of laid out, you notice on his wrist the skull mark.
Oh, yes. Okay, what does he look like? Did I lose my proper traveling gear, all of it?
Oh yeah, your proper traveling gear just got vulched from you like hardcore.
I just
and
lost it. Yeah, but I saved the little boy that I bashed in the face.
You mean saved him?
But I'm going to turn to him and I'm going to go, Pelor's light has just saved you, young child. What is your name?
God, he's going to hate Pelor.
He spits out a tooth and he says, Pelor's light hurts.
He's going to be young. I'm trying to think of the word for it. Oh, piece of candy. He's going to turn to the child and say, where are your parents, child?
I think you should hear his face.
He says, he says, my dad's here somewhere. We got separated. I have to try to find traveling supplies. We've fallen on hard times. We have no money and no food, and I'm never going to get rid of this curse if I starve to death.
Relay will kind of, as he's still using his shield to kind of work his way through the crowd to get over to one of the edges of the buildings, and then he'll turn to the child and he'll pull his garments back and show him his wrist too, and says, I am here also under that curse. Maybe you and your father should join us. We are here to rid everyone of this curse.
Touch your wrist, and He kind of looks around. He says, you and everybody else, mister.
He's like, no, son. Everyone else here is trying to find one of the skulls for themselves. We're here to try to rid everyone of the curse. Do you know the difference? Can you understand the difference?
Yeah, I mean, you want to undo the curse, but, I mean, how?
We're going to destroy the Lich.
Well, what should I do then?
He's like, well, what does your father do? What does he do for his profession?
Well, he was a caravan guard, and I traveled with him, and then our caravan ended up in this weird place, and then there was like this guy in red on top of a skull throne, and he told us that we have to find these skulls or we're gonna die.
Dang it, he's not a blacksmith?
No, he's just a caravan guard.
Okay. He says, when was the last time you saw your father? Where was he at?
I've been trying to find him.
I'm not recruiting young children. They are just appearing, and I keep smashing their heads in.
I haven't seen him all day.
The child on curses.
Oh my god, it really is a great visual.
Relay is a very interesting character, and I love the way he comes off.
Wham! Now, what'd you learn about this?
This is Pelor's love for you. Here, let me show it to you once more. Smash.
So, So
Okay.
the child says that he hasn't seen his father since morning. It's roughly probably 2 or 3 in the afternoon. They got separated at the general store that was empty, and fights broke out, and he had to slip away in the crowd, and he hasn't seen his dad since.
He's like, I'm sure your father's very worried and looking for you. Here, come, child, sit upon my shoulders, and I shall carry you through the crowd, and we will make our way, and hopefully that your father may see you, and we can return you safely to your father, and then I'll have a chance that I might be able to talk to your father to help you guys in your quest. Here, wipe the blood off your nose.
He's like, I think, okay, sir. He's like very weirded out by the duality of this guy.
That's so it. Sorry, go ahead, Bob.
All right, we're gonna cut back to the other two.
Okay. That's awesome. You need to find a GIF of that.
This is turned into like
But
a
that way,
Leslie
so
Nielsen
you put MJ spreading the word of Pellar. It's Relay spreading the word of Pellar.
Oh, I can't stop.
My face hurts from
It
smiling.
does.
So, you guys don't notice that you've lost Relay in the crowd. Perrin, you just, when Azar pointed with his good hand down the hall, you just, went through like a tank as he darts around behind you, and eventually you guys come to like the end of the alleyway where there's no longer any people and there's a few trash cans and things like that, and you see a large man who looks like he's probably a sailor or something, very sunbaked, and he has Eliza by the wrist, kinda, and he's pointing to the mark on her wrist, and he's talking to another man standing there, and he says, "She's got the skull mark." And the other one says, "All right, well then one less we have to contend with," and he's in the process of drawing out a dagger.
Can I react? Or is this
Absolutely.
fair?
Whoever
then
wants to react, you spoke first.
I
Go for it.
I kind of see what's happening, and I heard what he said, and without waiting for backup, I just pull out my rapier and lunge and attempt to drive it through the back of the dude's neck and just like kill him outright.
All right, that sounds good. You wanted the big guy or the little guy? What the hell?
Oh my god. Oh, it's too perfect.
God, I hope
Holy
the kid had
shit.
like a sucker in his mouth or something, so it's not flying out and really wailed him.
Oh my god.
Did that really happen, or is that animated?
No,
It's
that's a
gotta
movie.
be.
That's a movie
Yeah.
with Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's not a real baby.
Well, even when I try
That's
not
gotta
to
be.
murder people, like Azar's like, all right, we're murdering these people. And
Full
like,
murder.
What?
Dude, they're attacking. I heard that say, Eliza, well, it's one less and you drew a dagger. I'm way more about I'm doing it. Yes, it's murder, but it's in protection of another life, especially a child.
yeah, let's not lie. I'm gonna be
And-
right behind him, swinging my sword too.
Come on!
You're going to be doing your zealous strike, I assume. You're going to try to kill this guy outright. I'm going to set that at an obstacle 3.
Okay. Let me click. I'm going to use my faith because of the whole thing. I'm going to spend 3 Crux on it. No, 2 Crux.
No.
I meant,
Potential.
yeah, that.
Oh,
Jesus. 2 quitters.
Holy
Whoa.
Christ. Okay.
I'm not going to reroll any Crux stuff, so go ahead and just go with it.
All right. So you're obviously going to fail. If it's an ob 3 and you got a 0, that's just failure.
Can I possibly like lose my rapier? Like I break it off in his neck, so it gives me at least a major cost.
Major cost would be succeeding 2 below ob. So if you want to roll some crux for that, that's possible.
Oh, that's what I was
But
saying. By
at
my
this,
rapier
it's
breaking
just a
off, I
failure.
buy it down by 1. But that's cool.
You buy it
I'm
down
just gonna
before
let it
you
be.
roll. Okay, so you lunge at him, and he sees you coming and sort of ducks out of the way, and the rapier goes by his head, and he
Almost.
turns around in this time and takes the opportunity to basically put Eliza like a human shield between himself and the two of you oncoming.
Oh, come on.
Now
Don't
it is
kill
Perrin's
Eliza.
turn.
Oh, I thought
Perrin,
it
what
was
would you like to do?
Say that one more time.
Azar tried to stab the guy and kill him, and he managed to dodge out of the way, turn, and put Eliza as a human shield between himself and the two of you. And there's also the other guy off to the side still.
I'm going to look at the guy and tell him in a very serious tone, if you let the girl go, I won't slaughter you where you stand.
Oh, nice. Nice.
He's being truthful. He's being
And I
truthful.
will drop my sword, my short sword, or my long sword.
All right. So I
You know
would
what? I'm going
say
to draw
this would
my
be
big two-handed sword to look more intimidating.
sounds great.
You should.
I'm going to say that this is going to be an intimidation check. Technically, it's a threat, and you don't have this skill unlocked yet. But fucking
Damn it!
left
I'm
this
actually
sheet.
good at
Anyway.
threat.
But I'm going to. It's not going to be that hard to threaten them because these are just two unarmored guys with daggers, and here you are, Captain Paladin with big badass sword. So I'm only going to put it at an ob 2 to make you just scare the pants off of these two guys.
This is up to intimidate,
Threat.
threat.
So you just type threat into one of your slots down there that don't have XP on it, and you can start developing it should you succeed at a cost here. But it's an ob 2.
Up 2, okay. I am going to use 3 potential because I'm very concerned about Eliza. 1, 2, 3.
No, you didn't give me your sword.
Okay. Oof.
Ooh.
Bam.
Nice.
So you tell them that if they leave, you're not going to slaughter them. Their eyes reflect abject terror. They literally drop their daggers and take off running. And Eliza drops to her knees and starts crying.
I kneel down and like cradle her, like say it's okay.
She puts her arms around your neck and hugs you, and she's like, "They were gonna kill me because of my curse."
When she does that, I pick her up and I walk back over to Perrin.
I'll kind of take a little bit of the sterner route, like chastising her for running away and making, why did you run off on your own? You know this is you're in danger, and stay with us, and we'll protect you and kind of, be kind of the rough parent.
She says, "But you've been training me how to be strong and independent."
How to be strong and independent, but not take silly risks. Part of growing up and learning and becoming a strong person is also being a smart person and knowing when to go off by yourself and when to stay in a group. This is a new city. We've never been here before. We know that a lot of people are here looking for the skulls, so when people see your mark, they're gonna be wary of you.
She sort of hangs her head in shame, and she's like, "I was just trying to be helpful. I was going to get information to help you on your quest, Perrin. That's all."
I appreciate the thought, but make sure that you're keeping yourself safe, and we would never forgive ourselves if something happened to you.
Put me down.
Wait,
I put her
I
down.
didn't know that she was picked up.
Yeah, I picked her up.
Oh.
And she wipes the tears away from her eyes after you put her down, and she says, "Yes, sir. I'll try to be smarter. Apparently, I'm very dumb, and I don't know how to think in these sorts of situations."
I pat her on the head and like ruffle up her hair and just smile.
I like that we assumed a good cop, bad
That is
cop.
like daughter retort 101. As soon as you said, what you did was not very smart. Well, I guess I'm stupid. It's like, oh, God.
Stupid daughter now.
You're not stupid.
Exactly. It's like,
You just made a poor decision.
yeah, see, you say that, and it's like, oh, God.
And now the tears, the
There's no
waterworks
winning.
come. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's
I take-
typical little girl. And about that time, you guys feel, that you've rescued her, you've properly reprimanded her, and then Relay's nowhere to fucking be found. Where is this asshat?
Asshat.
Oh, man.
Did I
He
get
doesn't
through
have a
the
hat.
crowd? Did that count for my goal?
What was your goal?
To get through the crowd? Our mission?
You made your goal simply to get through the crowd.
I think it was get through the crowd and on the road or something like that. Oh, I didn't add that part.
Oh, yeah. One of my goals
Well,
is
you're
to...
technically... when you complete a goal, you get an XP, or you get a Crux, or you get one at the end of the session if you pursued it. So
Okay.
to get through the crowd, like, you're still in the middle of a crowded city. It was to get through the crowd and out of the city. So you
Okay.
got to her and saved her, but you're still, like, you look at the end of the alleyway and you're in a throng. So it wouldn't be completed per se.
Alright, well then, noticing Perrin is... Or not Perrin, Rayleigh is gone. I say, oh shit. We lost the other one.
All right, we're going to cut back to Relay really quick.
We
The
always
boy,
end the scenes with shit.
the boy sort of points off in a northerly direction, sort of the opposite way, the direction that the other two had headed. And he said, the store where I last saw my dad is somewhere over there. And it's a crowded port, and the signs aren't very well laid out. What would you like to do? He's on your shoulders.
Yeah, he's gonna say, let's head this way first, because maybe he passed you in the crowd and is looking for you down this way.
So which way are you taking him?
Towards where Perrin and Azar went. And he tells the boy to start calling for his father, because he's got him on his shoulder, so he's up above the crowd now, so he'd see.
So right about the time where you guys are like, oh, we've lost Relay, oh shit. And then you see him walk around the corner with a little boy on his shoulders screaming, Daddy! Daddy!
Relay's
With
it's not what I
bloody
look.
He has a bloody face, by the way.
He's gonna get to him.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
gonna- it's not what it looks like. It's not
Missing
what
a
it looks
few
like.
teeth, I believe.
One tooth.
One tooth.
He knocked a tooth out, and he's got a bloody face. And he's screaming, Daddy, from Parents' back. from Relay's back. He looks like such a kidnapper right now.
Oh, my God.
Daddy! Daddy, help!
With a bloody face. Well, I told him to wipe the blood from his face, so.
All right, well, what does Perrin think as soon as he realizes the situation?
He kind of rolls his eyes and then walks over to Relay and asks, what is happening here?
I found this. I protected this child in the crowd from getting trampled, and we found out that he's lost He's lost his father, and so we are trying to locate his father. He'd last seen him down a little ways at the shop there, where the crowd had been getting out of control, and he got separated from his father. The child bears the curse, the mark of the curse, too, and so does his father.
And the kid chimes in, and so does most everyone in this town.
Yeah, so does most. Shut up, kid, or I'll hit you again.
Hit him again. What?
What happened to us trying to get through the town unnoticed and not making a scene? And now you're carrying around this kid on your shoulders, yelling for his dad, and asking people about the curse.
Pelor works in mysterious ways?
Oh, Lord. And where's your backpack?
Eliza starts cackling.
Cackling. Relay will introduce.
Like for real?
Relay will introduce the boy to
Yeah,
Eliza.
she starts laughing when he says Pelor works in mysterious ways. She just starts laughing hysterically.
Jesus Christ. She's so great.
And what was the boy?
she's
What
totally
was the boy's
controlled.
name?
Yeah.
You asked me.
I know.
He doesn't have a name tag on.
I know, but I did ask him what his name was.
Yeah, then you derailed. You got to give him a chance.
that's true.
You're like, what is your name? Also, what is this answer to the series of other questions? And then before you answer those, let me move on to something else.
That's not derail. That's a moving the project forward.
With no information.
Punch you in the face. Now take this.
Hey,
one.
it's not my fault you can't keep up with the conversation.
I can. The little boy can't. He's only like 8 or 10.
And he's dazed from being punched in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
It
also got
was
punched
not
in the face
a
with a shield.
punch. It was a shield bash. Okay, so Relay will turn back up to him and say, and son, what was your name again?
Miles.
Miles. Miles, Eliza, I would like to introduce you to Miles.
Eliza kind of blushes a little bit and looks away, and she goes, "Hi,
Hi.
hi."
You look like you could be a meat cleaver. Okay.
Yep, they have an awkward introduction.
Okay, so we need to find this child's father. They bear the curse, and they sound like they're in trouble, and maybe something that we could, join with our party. Where in the world is Tate?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, did he run after us, or did he stay on the ship?
He probably just got lost in the crowd.
Oh,
of
you
other
guys-
people.
You guys took off bolting, and you don't know where Tate is at this point.
No.
Do we really want to go looking for him? I mean, he's not like a bad guy, but I mean, do
No.
we give a fuck?
I would feel,
I say that in character.
I would feel compelled to find him since we made a promise that we would help him.
Right. Okay, so let's turn around. We got Eliza. Let's head back towards the shop where we found where this child's father was, and we'll have Miles, screaming for his father again, and then let's run off and see if we can find Tate.
Relay, put that child down.
All right,
We need to get moving.
It's better for him that his father could see him in the crowd if he's up on the shoulders.
I'm like, for God's sakes, heal his face. Heal the fucking captain's hand.
There you go.
So Relay will reach up and cast Healing Grace on him.
All right, you consume it daily, and his face gets better.
He turns to Azar and looks at his 4 daily tokens and says, "Why didn't you heal him?"
I don't have a heal.
Yeah.
I don't think. I look in my book.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah, no, I don't have.
The little boy.
Out of my faith.
The little boy's like, what's happening to me? As you see, little light sparkles glisten on the bloody spots on his face, and it all absorbs in. And he's kind of trying to brush it off his face. It tickles. What is this?
From a distance, a tooth comes flying and pops back in his mouth.
Okay, Miles, where was the last place you saw your father?
He was over at the general store that got emptied out of all its supplies, and we were trying to get traveling gear so that we could go to the cursed place, and I don't really know what we're doing, honestly.
Well, let's find your father so we can let him know, because I'm sure he's like very worried about you.
Yeah, Dad! Dad! He starts calling out from your shoulders again.
Miles, what's your father's name?
John.
Okay.
John, father of Miles. John,
I will,
father of Miles.
Look around to make sure Eliza's still with us and grab her hand. And then I'll start
She
yelling.
takes your hand.
Start yelling John as well. Looking around.
Turns out John is a
awkwardly,
very common name.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's it. My name is John. This your boy? No.
What do you need?
Well, the real
What is
John,
what do you need?
stand up.
Let's make our way towards.
On each.
Can he guide us to where the shop was?
Oh yeah, he points you over there, and you get over there, and it's an empty shop. People arguing over, what little bit of scraps remain. The shopkeeper's gouging rope for like 25 gold or something stupid. But he doesn't see his father.
Really, I say we take him to the town guard, because that's probably where his father's going to go to look for him, and we can leave him with the town guard so his father can find him.
We should just leave him here at his dad's store.
No.
Oh, it's not his dad's store. That's where his dad was shopping.
That was
Oh.
They were shopping
Oh,
there. Yeah.
Shop. My bad.
It's like, Azar, are you crazy?
Apparently.
Let's leave him with the guard, because his dad's going to be going to the guard, I would imagine, to look for his missing son.
Would he be going to the guard, or would he be out looking for him?
I mean, it's a super busy town at the moment. We have no idea where to find this guy.
Well, where's Tate?
Probably on the ship, maybe, hopefully.
Okay, why don't we do this? Let's separate. You and Eliza go look for Tate, and Azar and I will go search for this the father of this child.
About that time, you hear Miles call out, Dad, is that you? And a man runs up, and he's wearing a leather jerkin of a caravan guard. And he's like, oh. And he's like, sir, may I please have my son? And he eyes you strangely. He's trying to help.
From Rayleigh.
Relay says,
He takes the child.
you should keep better watch upon your son, sir, especially in these turbulent times. Thanks be to Pellar that I was able to find him.
Yeah, you never know when someone might punch your kid in the face. It's a crazy world out there.
He's not sharing that.
I just say that casually, not knowing that you punched him in the face.
He's just, he thanks you and apologizes for the inconvenience, and he's basically explains that he was doing his best, but in the chaos he got separated from him because a fight broke out at the general store.
Yeah. What news have you heard from the happenings around the city or the town?
Well, on the outskirts of town, there's a small impromptu arena has formed where the cursed are actually fighting to the death for the right to go and find the skulls.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, they've raised bets. Some merchant is just taking advantage of these poor fools and getting rich off of their misery.
Perrin, we got to go stop this.
Yes, we do. It can't. Oh God, damn it. We can't try to save man.
What?
He's having a paladin overload.
There's at a crossroads.
He's gonna blow. Well, why don't
Stop people from killing each other, but that will detract from me saving more people in the long run. I still think the greater good and saving more lives is going to get the skulls.
Yeah, I agree. I say in character.
Well, I could plop down a guardian in the middle of the arena and prevent them from fighting anymore for a little bit.
Either that or you'll have everyone attacking us, and that will stop us from saving thousands of people.
We don't need a town chasing. Let's just get out of town.
I think we gotta head towards.
Eliza pulls on your jerk, and she says, "Well, what if we destroyed the merchant who's running it? Then it would stop, right?"
Eliza is so wise. Please don't stab me in the back. Baron.
Well, here's my question to you: as it is your struggle pertaining to her and your influence on her, how would Perrin feel about her solution being kill the guy who's doing the wrong?
Little destroyer.
Yeah, I would say, Eliza, I think that is a very valid idea, but I think we should focus on making haste to get the skulls so we can make haste back to kill the Lich and save thousands of people. I think our main goal should be keeping the skulls safe and killing the Lich so we can save these thousands of people.
I think Eliza is right. I really do think Eliza is right, and I think this is bigger than you and bigger than me. I'm finding out that I must keep doing good deeds to prevent the other gods from using me as a conduit. And I feel that if we go and stop this arena, I will be keeping those demon gods at bay from coming out through me.
I think everybody's right. And we should split up like Rayleigh suggested.
Yep.
Rayleigh, with his agile body, needs to go assassinate this merchant.
Wait, I'm not killing anybody.
We need to get out of town and get our supplies back, since I can't see a backpack on Rayleigh. I don't know where a third of our supplies went, or a quarter of our supplies went.
Well, then how about me, Relay and Azar head over towards and find this merchant, because Azar, you would be a little more underhandedly to kill the merchant if needs be. And
hey, that's in my path. I don't do that anymore. Or do I?
Or do you? Exactly. And then we could send Perrin off with Eliza to get Tate, and then we'll just meet them back over at the merchant's arena.
I want to be guided by faith right now, and I'm going to kind of have an inner prayer to see if I have an insight of whether or not I should go assassinate this guy, or if I should stick with the party.
Okay, so you want to use your book and reflect on your religious convictions to determine whether or not
is this part of my
you should kill this guy.
The Brotherhood? Am I the Brotherhood of Assassins, or am I the Brotherhood of Saint My Problem?
So I would say if you want to do a faith check on this, it's this is going to be a more intricate question. It's not as simple to answer. So this is going to be an obstacle 3 faith check as you thumb through your Bible and try to interpret some scripture.
I'm going to just add one potential, kind of quick strumming, kind of scanning. I think I saw something in there about it before.
Did you put in your Bible dice?
Yeah. No, I didn't actually. Just 2 straight up extra 2 dice?
Just roll one more d6. Just 1 d6 for your Bible dice. Did you already do your faith roll? And you got a 3, so it's just to see if you succeed with the
Bible
bonus.
of Hell or Faith Out of Combat. I get you. Yeah. it didn't work, so it's just a 3.
All right. All right, it's a success, and as you you read through it, it touches on, when in the lands of foreign men do as they do, and talks about, the use of foreign temples to give word and all this sort of stuff. And it basically says you have to accept culture.
So that I interpret that as this is the culture. I shouldn't assassinate him.
Yeah, it's just the culture situation. You can't, force somebody to be who they aren't, more or less. They have to find the way on their own. And the people going into here and killing each other are there of their own volition. And the merchant has created a use for these people who want to kill each other anyways. And it's kind of the idea of,
It's kind of
forcing
an
people.
order to the chaos, in a sense.
Yeah, and it's like, what do you do in this situation? At first glance, it seems evil, but as you reflect on it, it seems like just a construct of the situation, and you can't really, like, if you stop it, it's never going away. It'll just pop up somewhere else.
As I'm kind of stroking my beard, I go, okay, rather insightful. I close my book with one hand, and I sling it back over my shoulder, and I look back to the group. I think this is just a product of the environment. It's a bit of order to the chaos. We have no right to slay that man. We should just get out of here and get back to the mission at hand.
I agree that we have no right to slay him, but I do also believe that Palar's influence is tied into this world, and so people are acting upon these other gods. I can't stand by idly as this is happening and maintain my focus to keep preventing the evil demons from coming out. I have to do something good and from Pelar's will concerning this matter.
Fortunately, Pelar has been absent. He hasn't shined his light since we've hopped that gate days or months ago.
Well, really, I certainly wouldn't tell you how to interpretate our Lord and Savior Pelor, but I feel strongly that he is speaking to me to make all haste towards getting the skulls. So, if you feel strongly about this, we can gather supplies while you go find the merchant, or we can part ways here and put our blessing upon you moving forward.
Oh.
I'm actually with Perrin on this. I think we need to do what's best for us. Like, I feel we need to break the curse. If you feel the need to find more Pelor, then I fully support that.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
Relay pulls out his little
Is
Bible.
someone pissing or pouring coffee?
Pouring coffee.
Okay, just making sure.
Relay pulls out his
Frothy.
his little Pelar Bible, and he goes, "Doubt your doubts before you doubt your faith."
Oh, you Rayleigh, in a sort of strange dichotomy, in quoting this scripture, you're also filled with the urge to kill this merchant, despite what everybody has said.
So
The
urge
numerous-
as in guidance urge, or as in I really want to kill him?
We're going to say it's in terms of guidance, and I'm going to shoot you a crux that says you want to slaughter this guy.
So I'm gonna go take care of this merchant. Perrin, this is not. This is he's doing an evil act, and I will not be subjugated again to these demon gods. I'm going to go take care of this merchant.
How do you know that
And
this
get
is
my-
Pelor as well?
And get my armor fixed in the process.
Relay, I wish you Godspeed. I'll tell you what. How about we gather supplies for the trip, and we'll gather enough, assuming you are coming with us. We'll find Tate. We'll meet you
Meet me
outside
at
of
the merchant at the
pub.
the fighting pits. Yeah.
I was gonna say we'll meet you at the at the Inn of the Cross-Eyed Dragon tomorrow morning at sunup, and we'll head out tomorrow morning. And if you're with us, that would be wonderful. I hope you make it.
Oh, I'll be there. I'm just very disappointed in you guys for not following Pellar's will in this matter.
We are interpreting Pellar differently.
Yeah, but I'm interpreting Pellar correctly.
Careful, Relay.
Remember, Perrin.
That's starting to sound like blasphemy to me.
Remember, Perrin, each day is a day of decision. Live by faith and not by fear.
The only fear I have in my heart is that thousands of innocent people will die if we don't find these skulls and the Lich soon.
And hundreds of people will die right now if we don't do something about what's going on with this merchant. How can you just cast aside the innocents that are here right now that haven't had a chance to see Pellar's might? Perrin, do you not remember the crowd that was coming and trying to take you for under false pretenses, and how we shone Pellar's light to them and they dispersed from amongst us? How many people and how much sorrow did we forego that day?
Brothers, listen. We all have our missions at hand. And the sooner we take care of them, the sooner we can get to the skulls and end this whole thing. I think Rayleigh is very focused in his ways, and he needs to do it. What he needs to do, and Perrin, you want no part in this. You feel the need to move forward and collect supplies. I think we need to split up and handle this. Our teamwork needs to spread out.
I agree. Really, I will pray for your success, but I warn you about questioning my faith.
Okay. Relay turns to Eliza. Eliza, what are you going to do?
Proselyte Ben walks off.
She looks confused as she says, I thought we were supposed to kill the ones who we disagreed with, but now Perrin doesn't want to. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna just have to meditate on it or something. Starts laughing.
I will
Cross-eyed
say to Eliza, I would love for you to come with me, but you're starting to hit a crossroads where you need to make some of your own decisions. So I will leave this up to you.
She takes your hand and she says, I'll worry about that later. For now, I'm gonna do what you told me to do and stay close and not get hurt.
Damn, I was kind of hoping she'd go with Relay and turn into a super murder bot.
Yes, me too.
just for pure wanting to see that.
That's Matt.
Like
that's not Perrin.
Total,
That's Matt.
like Arya Stark.
Yes.
Like
that's why I tried to get her.
When she was practicing in the last episode, just like ducking and dodging and just super destroying everybody.
It was so fucking dope.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was picturing here.
Easily my favorite scene of the entire series so far. And there's a lot of great episodes.
Well,
that was great.
Turns out she's going to be a good little girl and not a murder bot. At least at this crossroads.
Probably for the best, but I still am convinced that she's going to be the
already a murder bot. Just a really patient one.
She's killed at least 5 people already.
Yeah, she's probably just suppressing it right now. Yeah. Trying to be good.
She pauses for a moment, and she turns back to Relay, and she goes, "Relay, are you going to be able to do this on your own?"
I don't know. He kind of turns and looks at Perrin and gives him a look of, "I really could use your help in this matter." He says, Palar's will be done, I guess, as he turns back to Eliza.
She pulls Perrin down so she can whisper in his ear, and she says, "I don't think he can do it alone. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go make sure he doesn't get hurt. I'll come tell you if he gets beaten up."
I think that is a poor decision, but you have to do what you think is right, and I'll
But I have to protect.
I'll say if any harm comes to her, it's on your head.
Oh, he says it to Relay?
To Relay.
Oh, wow.
Ah, damn. She now she looks back to Perrin and she's like, "But I'm not trying to make you guys fight."
And he's
And
like,
she's like, "God damn it, I don't know what I'm supposed to do."
Relay
She takes off
will turn
her short sword and Perrin, and she runs after Ben, who's going off to the inn. So she threw her short sword back at you, Perrin.
Relay will turn to Perrin and quote the scripture again. Each day is a day of decision, Perrin, and you cannot throw off your decisions, no matter how wrong they may be, onto someone else. That's not right.
I've made my decision. Her decision and your decision are up to you. I can't make decisions for you. I've counseled you on what I think would be the right direction to go. We disagree, and I'm respecting your choices.
Okay, I guess I'm alone in this matter.
All right,
Pick up
Azars, you walk
short
away
sword
from them
and
at
go
this point.
after Eliza.
Okay. Azar, you're walking away. Ben, you're walking away. And Eliza comes up and she takes your hand and she says, "Can I come with you?"
She like takes my sleeve or something because I'm playing my lute. I'm trying to get better at that.
Okay. All right, she takes your sleeve and she says, "Can I come with you?"
Of course. Right this way, my lady. As I'm like singing and playing.
Perrin and Relay are fighting, and I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing now. Perrin isn't. He seems confused lately.
Well, Hello works in mysterious ways.
She starts laughing. "Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't try to think too much about it." She just laughs and starts singing along with you in whatever song you're playing. Perrin, you catch up to him. She seems to be in a better mood. She's singing along. Would you like to address her anyway, or are you going to go with awkward silence?
I will hand her sword, or like strap it to her back, or however it was. She had it before. I was kind of imagining, over the shoulder type thing.
Like put it back in the sheath.
Yeah.
I will not say anything, but I'll reach for her hand and keep walking with them.
She, pauses and doesn't give you her hand right away, and then sort of reluctantly takes it, and then sort of hugs it, like she felt like she almost lost you, and then now you're back, and so it took her a moment to reacquaint. But now she gives your hand a good squeeze, so you kind of get the impression that maybe she's forgiven you or isn't quite so angry or something, some girl stuff. Who knows? Girls are confusing.
Kind of imagining like we're not 100% happy with each other, but we still care for each other, so we're kind of letting it go.
Right. Right, and you're also kind of having that moment of, we were fighting? When did the fight start?
Women.
Yeah. All right. Well, what are you two heading to go do exactly before I cut back over to Relay?
I would think the first thing would be to head back towards the ship to see if we can find Tate.
All right.
Azar's whole thing is to go to the inn. He wants to get some booze.
Okay. I'll when he says he's heading to the inn, I'll ask him to book us a couple rooms, and we'll meet him there.
You actually very easily find Tate at the dock near the boat, and he's like, "Oh, there you are. Where did you guys run off to?"
We had to
Speaking of
go
Aaron.
track down, go find Eliza had gone off into town, and we wanted to make sure she was okay.
She sort of blushes, and he gives her some fatherly talk of, "You've got to be careful, little lady." And she's like, I know. And then you guys can continue about whatever you're wanting to do. And we're going to cut back to Relay. Relay, I assume you turned to begin walking to the arena area, correct?
He first watches Perrin walking away and just kind of shakes his head. And as you can kind of see no one sees it, but a disappointing look comes across his face. And then he's going to head first towards a blacksmith.
All right. You find a blacksmith.
So you walk into the shop.
What can I do for you, sir?
He kind of thumps on his breastplate. I run into a little bit of trouble in crossing the seas. And I'm sure it's like visibly broken.
Yeah, it's beat to shit. He says, so you're looking for some repairs. Absolutely. By what means do you plan on making payment, sir?
In how do you require payment?
Usually money.
Well, it's for your breastplate, I would estimate that would run between 3 and 4 gold, depending on the amount of steel I'll have to fold back into it. Shouldn't take more than a couple of hours, though, with cooling and all.
Would it be cheaper to just buy a new breastplate?
No, not at all.
Yeah, because it's going to be a lot more for a breastplate. Yeah, perfect. That would be wonderful. Also, I had some things that I wanted you to take a look at concerning my shield.
Real quick before we move on, are you aware that you have no gold?
Oh, I don't have any gold? I thought I had money. I was a blacksmith.
I've been giving a lot of it away.
Jacob's character has just been... He's really taken on the poverty thing of Friar, and he has just been giving the money away. And then whatever money you guys had left...
Yeah.
Whatever money you guys had left went into repairing the ship that you almost destroyed and managed to get you passage on.
Oh.
Yeah, so you realize after you agree to it, you reach back for your pack, it's gone, and you have no gold.
Great.
You could sell him your body.
Say, find a child to sell into slavery.
That's right.
Hey, Joe, what does this S-Stock medium 3 damage mean in my inventory? You changed that.
There's the post in the...
Yes, you missed the post because of the way we're doing damage now with the damage track. Before I had no damage weapon onto weapons, it was just a success or a fail. And so everyone doing 1 damage was kind of weak, so then everyone had to dump all their potential just to do a little bit of damage. And so I just made it to where...
So you succeeded at a hit, and then now that's my damage is 3?
Yeah, so instead of like having to spend 20 potential just to hurt a damn monster, you could just meet the obstacle and then hurt them without,
is there a way to
overspend?
Like if I roll 6s or something?
Yeah, you still crit. If you... Success for you would be 3 damage. So if you are going against an ob 2 and you get 3 successes, that would be 4 damage, and then 5 damage.
Cool.
So it would still grow, but just meeting obstacle is no longer going to be weak as hell.
Okay, I like that.
Like you're actually going to hurt someone on obstacle.
And it'll give you
so
a
you guys could be more
weapon.
Yeah, and you can also be more thoughtful with your potential instead of just being like, let's dump everything, you know.
Right. So Relay will does Relay know, would he know in game terms or in game that we have no more gold, that Azar has given it all away or gotten rid of it, or would he think that Azar has some gold that he could draw from?
We'll say it came up when the ship was being repaired, and you guys barely had enough between you to pull together to pay off the ship captain and things like that. So the party's pretty much broke.
We're just broke. All right. Well, he'll explain to the blacksmith that he does not have any funds at this time, but if there's anything he could do to pay for the services of the repair and for the upgrades that he wants to do to his shield, he'll explain his powers through Pellar, what he could probably provide that way.
So you're a healer then?
Absolutely. I'm a cleric of Pellar. Pellar has foregone his silence through me.
He says, my son has the bleeding disease. Do you think you could stop him from bleeding?
Absolutely. Where's your son?
He goes to his shop and he shuts it and puts the closed sign up, and he says he's in the apartment above, and he takes you into their house, and you see his wife is over his son and changing bandages on him, and the son, you see like
this
bowls of water.
Battered cleric with battered breastplate, just beating the snot comes up. I'm picturing it in my mind.
And you see that, and she's tending her son and changing his bandages and wringing him out. And he just has the disease where your blood won't properly coagulate. Mm-hmm. And if you get cut, you just bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed. And she's basically just trying to battle that and keep him alive. I don't remember what the name of the disease is in modern terms, but back then they call it the bleeding disease.
Okay.
Hemophilia.
Hemophilia, that's it.
Yep. Okay. First of all, Relay will come up and he'll place his hand on the child's head and then look into his eyes, and then he'll go down and he'll look at his wrists, looking for the...
He is not cursed.
The curse. He's not cursed. Okay. And then he's going to cast Healing Grace upon him.
Real quick, before you cast Healing Grace, you kind of get these dueling images in your mind. One of them says, basically, Healing Grace is going to be a temporary fix, and the only way to truly heal this child forever is to send him to Pellar.
Oh my gosh. You are kidding me.
That's what you get in your mind. And once again, it's influence. It's outside influence.
I would
Relay...
use insight to see if it's good or evil.
Okay.
Because you've been getting fucked with by a snake demon or something.
Yeah.
Sending sharks against you.
Relay's going to cast Augury first to find out if...
Okay, what's the question?
The question is this Pellar's will, or is it another deity's will?
Well, there was two sides to... Okay, I see what you're saying. You're trying to figure out if you're having a negative influence on
exactly.
All right.
He's questioning because he's had this really enlightening moment, and then this is like a really, really big test of his faith. If it's Pellar's will.
Do you use insight or will to cast your spells?
Will. I cast with will.
Okay.
They're both the same anyway, but I cast with will.
it's going to be demanding for you to, so OB3, for you to successfully perform this augury. OB3 will check.
OB3 will check. Okay. Well, no, the augury just lets me ask a question. And I have strange visions.
But in this case, absolutely, but in this case, it's an OB3 will check for you to be able to perform this specific one.
Okay.
This is GM Caprice.
All right, I'm going to throw out 3 potential.
And it should strike you that this is hard for you to do.
Yeah.
Normally, you just ask it and you receive a question, and this is coming at you sort of crookedly, or it's not crooked. It's obfuscated somehow.
Right.
I get interrupted.
Oh man, just
Not really interrupted. I think
get 2
obfuscated.
6s, though.
All right.
It did get 2 6s.
Well, what would you like to do? Would you like to explode?
Yes, let's explode. I love exploding, so
All right.
we're gonna do it.
I love it too.
I love exploding 6s. I cannot.
In this case, it's a really good explode.
And then dice value is 4. Okay, good. I only got 1.
You still got 1. So your the success, your bonus is, before you were going to get the impression that this was a dark influence over your mind, but because you succeeded with the minor cost, you get a glimpse of this.
I told you that, motherfucker.
Oh, the freaking snake god.
Cyric piece of shit.
Crap.
Am I not seeing something?
You're not seeing
why
it.
did
It's
I
his
see?
vision.
You
Yeah.
sent it to me. I see it.
Jacob, you've received that vision before when you
Yeah.
went to him in his nightmares and you tried to absorb it out of his brain with your magic hand,
Oh.
and then so you've got that. So it popped up
Hey.
because it's in your.
So
It popped
should
up
we
because it's
use
in
that?
your. what
Should
is
I
the
get a
shit
flash in my head of Cyric popping up since I've connected with Rayleigh?
called?
We can
Roll
ignore-
me a d6 real quick. Roll me a Caprice d6 just to see. All right, it pops into your head.
Oh,
Cyric
shit.
pops into your head randomly and very strongly.
like a strong vision or just like a thought. Like, do I see that right now?
Like a daydream, like it overrides your vision, and you see that for a split second while you're sitting there playing your song,
my,
and then you're like, "Oh my God, you're gonna snake."
I play a wrong chord and it just like strums out, and everyone kind of like, no, it's like the record skip, you know. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
I kind of snap back to it, and I put my guitar or my lute back on my back, and who's with me right now? Aaron and Eliza?
You're by yourself.
I'm by myself.
You went to the inn on your own.
I feel concern for Rayleigh. Just I'm a deja vu like fate karma kind of person. Like I believe things happen for a reason.
Of course.
And just kind of, he also was going off on a mission to kill a fucking guy. So I'm like, this probably is not good. You know, maybe that influence he felt with Cyric tampering with him again. I should probably go find him. I chugged the rest of my beer that I paid for with my songs and like tips I got from people, and I take off. Where did Rayleigh say he was going? Did I hear that? Or
Yeah,
was
it's
that
up for you to remember in character.
I'm kind of drunk, and I said that in character. I was like, oh.
All right.
You think about where he is. I was going to hop back to Relay real quick.
I'm putting
When
this in misery.
you have this vision, when you're trying to augur if this is a good influence on you to kill this child, and you get a vision of Cyric and the snake, and he's been lying to you, and you're like, oh, what the hell? How do you perceive that?
Oh, to me?
Yep.
Yeah, he is going to immediately start focusing his mind upon the Pelor teachings to focus in on his divine healing power, and he's going to cast healing grace upon the child.
All right, give me a daily. Hey, baby girl.
I'm like blowing all my spells.
You're using
here.
all your spells.
Yeah.
All right. You place your hands on the child, and the sparkles of light, kind of shine through the windows, miraculously healing up all his wounds, and they close up, and the bleeding stops, and boy opens his eyes, and she goes. The mother says, "It's the first time he's opened his eyes in a week," and she hugs the boy and starts crying, and typical joyous stuff, and the blacksmith comes over and he shakes your hand and he says, "For you, sir, I will do that nonsense with your shield that you were talking about, even though it doesn't make sense."
It just don't make no sense.
Nonsense. He's going to
He
punch
says,
the blacksmith
you're a
right
crazy
in the face.
man.
He's like, it may not
No,
make
just
sense,
kidding.
but
he's very grateful.
it is the divine direction that that Pellar has guided me, and you, sir, will be a hand and a tool in Pellar's eradication of this evil that is spreading across the land. Take solace in that.
He gives you a short little bow and he says, "Let's go get busy," and he takes you down to the blacksmith area.
Okay.
And he's working on your gear. And this is going to take some time, obviously.
And I figure
he
that
offers you a seat. He offers you some food and drink while you rest here.
yeah. So he's just
He
gonna
says, please have a
Relay.
rest.
Yeah, Relay is going to rest with his family, even if it's overnight too. He'll just kind of hang here for now. Since his friends left him.
Hey, Azar's drunk.
Now we're
going to
cut back to Azar. I will give you an Ob2 insight to remember where he is.
Okay.
Or remember
just
what
roll
he
that
said
face.
he was going to do.
I'm going to play up the drunk and not put any potential in anything and just roll base insight.
What do you got for?
Ooh,
all
it's a
right,
6.
you could remember and correctly that he said he was going to the arena on the outside of town. He never made mention of a blacksmith. Thank you, MJ.
Didn't.
Oh, I had to take off towards the arena. Is it day or night?
Yes.
Whatever. I'm heading
It's
there.
gonna be Azar drunkenly going in there, killing everybody.
Azar's going to do the work that Relay was setting out to do.
So you, it's on the outskirts of town, probably on the east side of town. You wander out there and you see impromptu arena. They've basically set up a fence out of pasture fencing, it's just logs stacked together and stuff. And there's 2 gates, and then people enter, and then people are all crowded around it, and you see a guy standing on a wagon that he's using as an impromptu stage, and he's shouting out, making announcements, and for people to place bets. And there's a few of his caravan guards around to keep everything in order, and people fighting. They're wearing just pants, they're bare chested, and they have daggers, and they're basically trying to kill each other in the arena. And you do not see Relay anywhere.
I drunkenly stumble into the middle of the arena and I look at the dudes fighting with their daggers.
It's got a fence around it.
Oh,
It's got a fence around it.
I know. I thought it was open at one of the gates.
Yeah, the gates. I'd say there's gates where the 2 fighters go in, but it's surrounded and there's a fight going on right now.
Well, I
You
wander
can't
around
just stumble into the arena.
and I talk to somebody. I bump into them and I have really bad whiskey breath, and I'm like, "Hey, have you seen a guy?"
It's one of the
punching people
caravan
with a shield?
guards. He doesn't answer you. He just takes your hand and picks it up to look to your wrist. He says, "You're accursed. Are you here to fight?"
You want to fight, bitch?
He says, "All right, the entry. People to sign up, come over here. People will place bets on you." And he starts ushering you over to a line. And he says, "We'll probably be to you in the next hour or so. Just line up over here."
I was like, oh, I'm
And he
supposed to
puts you in
find
line.
I'm not standing in line now.
All right. Perrin, what are you doing?
We would have, after finding Tate, gone back to the Inn of the Cross-Eyed Dragon. To make it fun, since one of my, my goal, my mission, let me double check here. My goal is to protect the others on our journey to the swamp. When I don't find Kevin there, I start to worry about him, and then I start to worry about Relay more, and I kind of feel responsible for these people since I've converted them to Pelor, as well as
them.
I kind of feel like I am the fist of Pelor and the protector of these people. I'm going to kind of look at Eliza and say, do you think we should go looking for them? Did we make a mistake? Or did I make a mistake?
She kind of thinks it over for a long time, and she says, I've been thinking about this ever since you left. The only mistake I think you made was letting him go and kill that guy. I don't think that's the answer, because did you hear all the things that Ben was saying?
She's the one that said
He's
it.
killing him for nothing.
Yeah, I think you're wise beyond your years, Eliza. Also, please don't kill me. Let's go see if we can stop this murder and be on our way to the swamps.
All right, so you guys are heading out
he wants
there.
to come with us, or I will totally understand if this is not his fight and he wants to stay at the inn.
Tate is going to, he's going to accompany you just because you guys have gotten to be friends. Children. Anyways, you guys are making your way out there. It's going to be like a 30-minute walk over there to go through the throngs and get out there. But we're going to cut back to Relay now. The blacksmith is relatively close to the arena area. Mm-hmm. And the blacksmith, as he's sitting there, he said, "Have you seen that arena out there?"
No, I have not seen it yet. What can you tell me about it?
He said, "Oh, it's overseen by some fat caravan guy. He's out here just taking..."
Describe his attire. What does he look like? Relay's trying to make a connection between the man John with his son Miles, because he was a caravan guard. If it has anything to do with that same sort of garb.
The caravan overseer is described as a man of some wealth. He's got a large belly from drinking too much beer, and he has a gold tooth and things like that. And he's kind of a scoundrel. And then he talks about the caravan. His caravan guards don't really like him. He's more or less a slave driver. And he said this town would be better off without that guy being around.
Interesting. So it sounds like you would prefer the town would prefer him dead.
He throws up his hand. He's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm not trying to get the guy killed.
Well,
just
you
to
said
leave.
That's
a bit extreme."
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. It's.
He goes, "You've got quite a temper there, Sir Relay."
He said, "You saw my armor, right?"
He says, "No questions asked on that front."
Yep.
The wind blows it. Says,
what is the background story on this merchant? Where did he come from? I mean, is he a mainstay here in the town, or did he come from somewhere else and now is capitalizing on this, on the situation that's happening here? And is he bearing any sort of marks upon his wrists?
He's like, oh, the cursed people. He's not part of the cursed people that showed up. He comes from the northeast. There's a large city called Pitchfield up there. He runs fish from the area to Pitchfield, and from Pitchfield he brings back other foodstuffs, usually grain, and he just has a typical trade route. But whenever all these cursed people started showing up and talking about this, whatever, I don't even know. A lot of them don't really know what they're doing here. They're crazy. But the point is, a lot of them are desperate, and he's taking advantage of their desperation and more or less pitting them against each other. And dead bodies are starting to stink at this point, honestly. They've got like mass grave going out there for the losers. Supposedly, only one person can carry out the skull or something like that. And when they get the skull, everyone else dies. So they're fighting for the right for the skull. I don't know. It's confusing.
It's very, very interesting. Well, I'll have to see what I can do through Pelar's might, what his will in this matter is, and go there, because obviously the murdering of all these innocents and these cursed people is not Pelar's will. So when we get these taken care of, I'll see what I can do and go over and see what I can do there for you. Generally, Lee.
All right. He says, well, this is going to take a while. You can go over there while I finish up. I mean, this is going to be at least a couple hours.
That's fine. I'll wait here.
Okay.
I love that Relay wanted to go to the arena, and it's going to end up being Kevin and Aaron over there.
Yeah, Relay is in no hurry because he is self-preserving. He's in no hurry to go out there without his breastplate and his new formed shield, so he can put his thoughts from his battle against the demon shark, into action.
All right, cutting back to Perrin, you see, you walk up to the impromptu arena. You see the fat caravan owner on top of the flatbed wagon calling out betting odds and taking money, and his caravan guard arrayed around him. And you see two guards manning the two gates. And on each gate, you see a line of people within the throng, and you see your good friend Azar with his guitar strumming in one of the lines to go do battle. What would you like to do?
Hurry over to Kevin and ask him what in Pelor's name is he doing.
Hey, dude! Hey, man! What are you doing? I'm in this line to see Relay. There's something.
Relay's in the arena? Oh, jeez, we're gonna have to get in there.
Guy stood over there. Oh.
We're gonna have to get in there and protect him. We're gonna have to go in there to save his life. Why is this man such a headache on me?
Laugh in character.
There are barrels or other wagons or things that you could climb on top of to survey the crowd to see if you could see Relay.
I think it's Perrin's a very trusting person. If Kevin says he's in there, Kevin's believing him, or Perrin's believing him. Hell, I believe his name is still Kevin.
And I'm not lying.
Well,
you
can see into the arena. Like, from where you're standing, you could see into the circle where people are fighting, and neither of them are Relay. They're bloody. One of them probably looks like a Far Eastern character, and one of them might look like a farmer or something. Definitely not Relay.
Okay. Kevin, are you sure Relay's in there? I don't see him anywhere.
That's what the guy. I asked the guy if he saw relay, and he's put me in this line.
Send Eliza in to fight.
Well, that's the thing. If I go into fight, I'm going to bring her with me because I think she's safest with me than by herself.
Well, you guys aren't seeing relay anywhere at this point.
Okay, I'll talk to Kevin and I say, don't you think we should get out of line and look for relay? Try to find him. I don't see him in there.
Well, I mean, dude, you lead the way as I play the guitar. We're off to find our buddy relay.
I really wanted us to kind of go in there and just start killing people. Yeah, well, if Kevin's following me, we'll kind of start looking around the crowd and keep asking around, giving Relay's description.
I'd bump into several people, kind of ping-ponging off of them, stepping on toes and such.
As you look at all these people, you realize Perrin would definitely know that you could best probably 10 of these guys at once in combat. None of them have armor. They have, at best, an axe, like a wood axe. These are not fighters by any means. And, you know, maybe it's a dark thought, but you could definitely call the herd here.
Yeah, this is peasants and farmers and stuff like that.
You ask around, nobody recognizes the description of Relay, no one's seen him. Relay, as far as you know, has not been here.
Oh dear.
I think we should go get more booze and wait for Relay at the thing.
I think you're probably right, Kevin. Maybe he changed his mind and had a good decision and went back to the inn, and maybe he's there waiting for us.
I clumsily yet happily waddle and play my lute back towards the inn. I was actually already walking that way, kind of sing-songing as I was talking about doing it.
All right, so you guys make it back to the inn, and you don't see Relay. Retire for the night, wait. What's your long-term plan?
I play
Wait for
more
morning?
Songs and
I
drink
think-
booze till the morning.
Yeah, I think go back to the original plan of waiting until morning to see if Relay shows up. Is Kevin didn't relay the vision he had to me, so I don't have any reason to suspect Relay's in any more trouble than he was initially getting himself into.
Actually,
Because Kevin got all drunk.
I'm actually chilling at the bar, drunk, and talking to Perrin as he's drinking his milk or whatever he's doing over there. I'm like, I don't know why I was thinking about it, but God damn it, that fucking evil dude god he lies and has a snake. I thought of him. And it made me worry about Relay, and that's actually reminding me why I went out. We should go look for Relay at the arena, and I start to get up and walk out.
Son of a bitch. So I'll be kind of like, why didn't you say that earlier when we were over there? If one of those demon god or demon things is trying to attack Relay, not only is he in trouble, but
a demon god's trying to attack Relay?
Having seen the quality of fighters that are at the arena, if one of those snake demons, or probably not shark demon on land, but if one of those viper demons shows up, it could slaughter everybody there.
Hundreds.
We need to go not only protect Relay, but now we gotta go protect all of those innocent people from the viper god. And I'm kind of angry at Kevin for leading me all the way over there, leading me all the way back, and then telling me the important info once we're back at the inn, and now we got to go all the way back over there.
All right.
That's what'll happen.
You guys are making your way back over there. It's a lot of time has passed. I would say that Azar didn't this didn't pop into his head right away, and plus the walk over there at this point through the throngs is probably an hour and an hour back, so plenty of time has passed. And at this point, Relay, your new gear is done. The blacksmith brings it to you, and he says, "Here you are, sir. Brand new stuff that you requested."
Yay!
And he like demonstrates how you hook the chain around, and if you throw it, then you hit this button. You could pull it back to you or something like that, and you have basically Captain America on a chain shield.
Yeah.
All right. What would you like to do?
On a chain shield. What kind of is that? 3 damage melee attack? Also.
Yeah, we'll call it a 3 damage, and for range, it'll basically just be like 2 spaces. You can't throw it infinitely. You can just throw it like 2 spaces away from you.
Okay. Cool. Okay, I'm going to just get rid of my mace because he's not going that route anymore.
Alrighty.
Well, yeah, didn't your mace go overboard in the water?
It did. He can't keep a hold of a mace to save his life, but he's learned from his learning experience against the demon of different things to what to do. So
he's got a fucking chain on his shield, so he can't drop it now.
That's right, and he's got it like tied around his waist, so wherever the shield goes is where Relay goes. But there's some more cool things.
Great.
It's gonna be awesome.
All right.
Okay.
What does Relay do?
He's going to thank the old man, and he's going to give him his cell phone number. Say, "Go call me if anything happens worse."
Dr. Relay.
He says, "Make sure that you in your prayers tonight that you thank Pellar for his healing light, and also bringing us together to save your son."
He agrees and says, "Thanks you once again."
Yes, and thank you for your services to the holy power of Pellar. And then he will collect his things after getting all fed and everything, and head out towards the arena.
All right. You arrive at the arena. You see the direction that you come from, where the blacksmith is. You're basically more or less coming up behind the caravan merchant, and you see him up there calling out odds and taking money and laughing and just stuffing his purse full of gold. And he takes a big swig off of beer and like kind of falls down on his belly as he wipes his mouth with the back of his sleeve, and he takes more money. And he's just in general not a likable character.
Okay. Relay's going to survey around.
You see him in front of you.
Yeah, Relay is going to survey around the area, looking at the people, and I take it he would see all the bodies.
Oh yeah, off to one side there's a place where they're piling the losers. Oh, it does not smell good.
No, it doesn't smell good.
They've been at this for a couple of days at the very least, so some of them have got a little bit of rot going.
Relay will drop down to his knees and say a quick prayer to Pellar. And then he'll immediately stand up and cast Flame Strike right down on that guy.
Give me your daily shit. Just got real.
Yep.
Wait, who are you burning alive this time?
I'm burning the merchant, the fat merchant guy.
God, you're out of dailies and you're down to 3 Crux already, and we're just in town.
Are we heading back to the arena?
Okay. So, you guys are heading back to the arena. You're almost there. You see that unmistakable column of flame come spiraling down from the sky. You see people start panicking and running around in fear. And you Relay, as you see the fire come down and just immolate the guard, and you see his flesh melting away from his skin, and he screams and just falls. You hear in the back of your mind a sort of cackle, and then a hissing sound, and you catch a glimpse of this.
Oh no!
Do I get a glimpse of it too?
No!
Oh man, it's the snake demon again that I can't see.
Yeah.
Relay will immediately begin screaming out, "What is it you want?"
And he said, "Oh, you've given me all I want. You're on your way back, my boy."
And Relay will turn and kind of looks over at the merchant man. I guess he's like fried to a crisp.
Oh yeah, he's probably a blackened skeleton at this point as the fire recedes.
And then he'll just kind of drop to the ground and not really crying or wailing or anything like that, just kind of drop down to the ground, being like, and just lost in his own thoughts of defeated. Yes, that's the word.
You guys come running up as the fire dissipates. You see the blackened corpse or the skeleton of the merchant. You see people running, fleeing in all directions. The wagon that he was standing on is a burning cinder, and you see Relay just on his knees, kind of like doing this, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" kind of scene, and you could see he's twisted and in anguish.
He's
what have you done?
He's not even paying attention to anything around him.
I ask, oh God. No. Oh, Jesus.
That's exactly Azar's response. He's all drunk and like, "Oh boy, I have no idea how to handle this. I'm so wasted."
What? No, like, you don't even understand this. Maybe. Shit. That really fucking threw me, man.
He says this in character. He walks up, places his hand on your shoulder.
That really
fucking threw me, man.
I got 1 second. That's what.
Ask Matt about my decisions in game.
Man,
it brings back. It brings back.
You should have seen when he was playing
the detective. The detective throwing the dynamite in the box.
Pretty much the opposite of what I thought was going to happen always happened.
Well, I mean, MJ, you're struggling to keep your temple pure on the losing side currently.
Right. And he sees all this evil that was going on, and this man that he knows that he's the focal point of it, and all these dead people, around there. And then,
go ahead. What are you saying?
Okay, that's what I was saying. But I'm waiting for reactions from Perrin and Azure.
In struggling with my thirst for power and my conflicted thoughts of my buddy Rayleigh, I kneel down and I say, "I know you've been influenced by Cyric, and I'm not sure how much control you have over your powers. Perhaps you should pass them on to someone who can control them." And I give an evil smirk, and I place my weird hand on his chest with the mouth all screaming and open.
He's going to knock away the hand as he stands up, hearing Azur's voice. And he's going to head towards the spot where the merchant stood. This is what?
All right.
I have a roll-off if you want to have a roll-off.
That's right. I think we should.
What are you trying to do to him, Azar?
Drain him of all his power. Like,
it's already drained. He doesn't have any dailies left.
Pseudo possibly put him out of his misery.
All right. with parent, you probably, yeah, you probably have your sixth sense is going off from this just surging of evil that's going on in this area. The heavy influence is very negative on everything, and now you see Azar acting, or Kevin, I'm sorry, you would know him, acting completely out of sorts. His face has become contorted and evil, and he's walking over and he's putting out his hand that is a demon,
The demon
and he
hand.
looks like he's going to somehow maybe consume Relay. How do you react in this moment?
So
Maybe this
trying
will
to
be
sort
an
through
arc
what
ending.
the hell I'm seeing at the moment. I turn the corner and I see Relay has burned a not innocent but not necessarily evil man to a crisp. Is now freaking out, and Kevin is trying to absorb his powers with a hand that I already think is evil.
Right.
Yes. And he has a contorted evil look on his face, and one might infer that maybe the hand is in control of Kevin at the moment, or something along those lines.
Yeah, my head's kind of tipped down, and the brim of my hat's kind of blocking my view of Rayleigh as I'm reaching out for him.
I will run over to Kevin and yell, "Kevin, what are you doing?"
I would think at this point Kevin is in the zone and not responsive.
Yeah, I'm like in a low post. I'm just
Relay
like,
already didn't respond to me either.
Yep. Relay's not
Neither
responding
of
to
them.
anybody.
Uh,
But he's going to try to block away the hand with his shield and then make his way up to the cart so he can make a speech.
I am going to kind of make the sign of Pelor, gather all the will I can, and try to do the biggest turn the unholy I can possibly do.
Ooh.
he's
Kinda
going
like
Super Saiyan!
General area blast, like using all of my will, all of my strength, to just kind of knock evil out of the entire area.
I picture Ultima from Final Fantasy.
I
That's
like
exactly
this.
kind of what I'm thinking. Like, desperate, last-ditch, kind of just blasting the area, like calling down Pelor like I've never called down Pelor before.
Perfect.
Tell you what,
I got
we could do this two ways. We could do this two ways. I could give you a high ob, or I'm thinking maybe let you spend multiple dailies to buy the ob down, because you're just dumping everything you have into it.
Yeah, I was thinking like a couple dailies, a bunch of Crux, like pretty much emptying the guns. Like I'm looking to get like 15 to 20 of
Odin
this.
over the Pelor boosters.
He wants to bring down the hammer of Pelor.
Like I would almost say let's just burn all of my daily Crux and potential, and maybe not set an ob, but just kind of see how crazy high I get.
Yep.
And then kind of maybe interpret it from there. But it's totally up to you.
Do you want to burn all your Crux, or just use it to explode sixes should they come out?
Yeah, I would do your potential first.
Let's use like 5. Well, you have to use Crux to buy down before you roll.
Oh, buy down the ob. That's right.
So
I would
maybe-
in this special case, I would let you use your dailies, multiple dailies, to buy down the ob. But since we're doing,
I love that video.
since we're not doing
It's
an
the
ob
best.
anyways, I'll say this: you could get a D6 per daily token you spend, with exception of the first one. So if you spend 4, you'll get 4. You'll get 3 D6,
Okay.
and then we'll work from that point.
So 4d6 plus use my 10 potential.
So
Jesus.
14
So I'm rolling.
D6
So
plus
will
all your
plus 14.
plus all your dailies would be 17 D6.
So-
If you get like 14 successes, I think you just purged the entire town of all evil
That's
intent.
true.
So all right, I'm
'cause
gonna roll
Cyric
will
is like
plus 14. I'll
Yeah.
drop off all my potential and daily. Get out of
This is
here.
gonna be great.
This is going to be awesome.
This is
All
like, yeah, right.
All once. No way. There is no way.
Can I keep one daily to re-roll my ones?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You mean
That's
one
fine.
crux? Oh yeah, one daily to reroll once. Yeah.
Will plus 13.
This is going to be epic.
Come on, big number. Oh my god.
That's still pretty good though.
Look at all those ones. Look at all
Four
those ones.
sixes.
That's
Four
four
sixes and
4 1.
Okay, let's.
But you
let's,
do have those
explode the
quitters.
sixes. First, I'm gonna re-roll the ones.
You can
That's
reroll
four
the
ones. 4 ones.
Yeah. Re-roll.
Oh,
Yeah, with his daily spell. He spends his daily
All
spell.
4 of them?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, that was only one. That was only one.
Only one,
never
so-
mind.
That was a D6.
Oh, I thought you got all 4.
Oh, that's a 6.
That's why I wanted to re-roll.
Oh my god,
first
another
to get more.
6.
And all 6s explode.
Another 6.
That's
Okay.
5 6s.
So I'm up to 8 right now, and then I'm going to explode 5 6s.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, would you want to roll your quitters first, though? Roll your quitters
No, 'cause
first.
He just did.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I re-rolled my dead ducks. I could blow all of my crux re-rolling quitters to see if I
do
can
your
get any more
quitters. Do your
sixes.
quitters to get more 6s.
You've got, how many is that? Fucking 6, 7 quitters?
7 quitters.
7 quitters, 7 crux.
All right, so let me throw out 7 crux. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is one hell of a final scene, I gotta say.
1. All right, so I'm up to 9, 10,
Yes.
11,
Yes. Oh.
12, 13,
Jesus.
13,
13.
and now I'm going to explode 5 6s.
Yep.
So throw out my last daily. Daily out.
No
All right.
crux for 6s.
Now explode. 5.
Oh,
more.
only
15.
2.
15. You literally rolled
Jesus Christ.
15.
15.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
10 is divine, so you like went beyond divine.
You became Pelor.
You became Pelor. Oh, divine, I'm atheist. That's funny. Holy cow.
Well, first things first. This simply eradicates your hand, Azar. It's gone.
Yes.
Is it
have-
now or is it
Yes.
I didn't cut it off, but I still got rid of it.
It is. You have a stump now. It's not bleeding. It's a healed stump, but you simply have a stump on one of your hands. The hand has just been obliterated.
Yeah, I think parents would totally go instantly up in level and will.
Oh, it should be a glowing hand of light now,
Yeah, replace
instead of
it
darkness.
with the
It goes
holy hand?
opposite of what it was. Goes
That would be
opposite
cool.
of. It's
Okay.
a hand of
You like that
of,
idea?
I'm cool with whatever y'all want to do for my hand.
So now he's got to wear a glove to hide his glowing hand.
It counts as a light source.
yeah,
I no longer need a torch.
Yeah, there you go.
It counts as a light source, and
Awesome.
it's
A
pure
decent
light.
one at
You
that.
could
Like
pick
a
up
good light.
things with it, but you could still see through it like it's a beam of light.
Yeah, I
literally
like
is
that.
what your hand is.
I picture it kind of
Um,
like a sparkly gold outline tapering in transparency to the middle. You know what I'm saying?
And and you're thrown to the ground because you're not all good. In fact, nobody is really all good. Not even Perrin, because he's had his inner struggles.
What about
So you
Eliza?
all get. Hold on, we'll get to that.
Okay.
You guys are all thrown to the ground, just violently, including as Perrin, which I would imagine it would be like you just fall straight down like you had 1,000 pounds dropped on your head.
I picture him dropping to his knees, just smoldering, just like
I'm
smoking.
most
Like,
interested to see what happens to Eliza here.
yeah.
Because this will give us
Yep.
a good, actual, parents
Also-
suspect nothing. Matt suspects a lot. Parents suspects nothing.
If Eliza were to disintegrate in front of Perrin's eyes at his own exploding holiness,
Ooh,
how would
will
he
save.
feel?
Will
that would
save.
blow my fucking mind.
Like, not only is it eradicating,
All right.
so you discover she's evil, but you're killing the little girl you love. So it's
Yeah.
just like, what?
Holy shit.
Well, hold on. You guys are in for lots of great stuff here. This is a very good final scene. This is
I
a great
love
final
it.
scene, even though we're going over.
Matt, I love
guys-
exactly what you did with that.
That was awesome.
You guys see all the guys fighting in the arena get flung around just the same. You see, just everyone just collapses. And when you guys come to a few seconds later, dazed and confused, and you do look to see Eliza, you see this.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What the?
Oh, shit.
No!
Well, I don't think she's dead.
She was a deity.
Yeah, she's not evil. Maybe she's... Oh,
That's why
geez.
she's
Is
so
it
wise.
something we would, like, recognize at all from...
Razar's read a lot of books in his time about gods and power.
But you quickly shake it off and you just see Eliza standing there. Her hair is kind of standing on end, like there's an invisible breeze blowing it straight up, and her clothes whip around her, and then
She's going
slowly
Super Saiyan.
everything settles, and she just looks like normal Eliza, and she gives you her quirky little smile, and she runs over and she goes, "Are you okay, Perrin?" And that's the end of this session.
Ah!
Oh, my God.
No!
That
Wow, once
was even
again,
better than
something
what we were
happened
talking about.
that I was totally not expecting.
Yep.
That reveal was set for much later, but when you drop,
You drop so
a
much shit.
celestial nuke,
Dude,
that was a
exactly.
celestial nuke. That was like divine, bombs dropped. What do you do? Not quite like that.
It has to be. Come on.
Oh my god. What is that?
The funny thing was, I was trying to determine if I should attack, if I should try to heal, and I was like, fuck, I don't know, I have no idea what to do. So I started looking through my abilities. I was like, number 1, Divine Smite, Hope, that doesn't really work. Divine Favor, ooh, Turn the Unholy.
Turn the unholy. All
Until
the
I
unholy.
looked at my skills.
You literally blew my fucking mind with all that shit. Like,
Yes.
I didn't know what was more favorable to your paladinness was cutting off my evil hand or putting Rayleigh's chaos
Or
out of
vaporizing it.
his whatever misery or whatever. Like, this shit was
man.
intense. Like,
Well,
holy fuck.
it's funny. I was whispering to Jacob. I was like, before we found Relay having burnt the guy, I sent him a whisper. I was like, do we put him out of his misery? Like, what are we
I know.
supposed to do here?
That's what threw me for a loop. And I was like,
And then all of a
oh,
sudden he
jeez.
tried to suck up the evil himself. And I was like, wait, I can't trust either of them right now.
It totally makes sense because you guys you're seeing all this crazy stuff that's happening through Relay and not understanding the power that he wields, and neither still does he, but he's trying to make a connection to still keep himself on the right side, but he's just making the wrong decisions.
Well, I mean, you're
lot of-
realizing you have to use insight now to see what's influencing you.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
and
true.
A lot of,
I'm going to have to because that was knowledge learned. That was knowledge learned. That was awesome.
oh my god, that's hysterical.
The best.
I mean, I totally thought we were going to take this
Because-
down and just leave to go to the swamp.
Right? Yeah, me too. I thought we were going to hop the ship and just be
Stay here
like,
the
fuck
whole
this town.
session.
Yep. No, the Voth. This
The very
that is
interesting
exactly
thing is-
what you're doing now with Relay is exactly what I wanted him to be at the first of the session. When I was talking about his main idea of the character and how the gods were
Yeah, being
messing
sort
with
of
him.
manipulated.
Exactly, it's perfect.
Well, the thing is, it has to be organic. You can't say, "I want to be messed with all the time."
Right,
it was
right,
a
right.
good time to mess with you.
Exactly.
And
After
came to perfect fruition.
It also makes sense through the story because before Rayleigh in the beginning was chaotic and torn
Yeah,
in every different direction by every god. So he's exploding every 2 seconds with lightning and chains and shit.
Yep.
Whereas now he's like, Pelor is my door, or whatever, and he's not gonna let every evil dude in, but
Yep.
Earth Mothers or whatever.
Pelor is my off switch, is what it is, but he's still influenced. He's still a conduit.
He's your totem for when you're getting Godceptioned over there.
And the perfection of that reveal, because when I found that picture and when I planted Eliza and the ultimate ideas that I was having, and I was like, "Oh, am I going to reveal this in a way that doesn't seem arbitrary and forced?" And then you made it. You made the perfect reveal.
Chekhov's fucking paladin, man. I say it every time.
I knew she wasn't a normal girl. Either she was a crazy person who, because like her story was a little suspect, where she was with 5 people and they're all mysteriously dead. Like she had killed them all, or she was like super holy. There was no in between.
Right. I'm curious as if she's a goddess trapped in a body and she's another missing one like Pelor, or if she's just like here helping you, or what.
Yeah, is she here sent to guide us? Is she trapped and doesn't know she's a goddess? I mean, there's still so much to find out about it.
It's a big reveal. Like a giant superhuman flash of light goes off like a nuke thing, and then we all get an image of a goddess, and then it turns back into little Eliza being like, "Hey, hi." It's like, what?
Yeah,
How did you just go back? A giant explosion in your face. You're a god, and then you're just like, "Hi." No. What?
No.
You got some explaining to do.
Azar turns his hand and tries pushing it towards Eliza and realizes it's glowing.
Right. I got a new hand now. It's all normal sized, but it's fucking intense bright light that I got. Like, it definitely keep gloved now. Can't hide that.
That's right.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put a glove on it just
Well,
to keep the light from shining.
Yep.
Yep.
That
to
was
say the
awesome.
least, I have got a lot of thinking to do.
Yeah.
I hope you take notes, sir. At least we'll watch this later.
You do.
And all that work that we did on goals and struggles, I think it all just got evaporated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
literally, my hand was my struggle. Or, I guess it's not now. It was for a minute. And then it got eradicated, so it's no longer a struggle. Because clearly, this is not an evil hand. It's like Pelor's hand or something.
Yeah. Do we get awarded Crux at the end of the session?
Let's go through that based off what you guys did have.
Okay.
Starting with MJ, find the Temple of the Forbidden in the vast swamp. Obviously, that's your guys' long goal.
Mm-hmm.
So you did make movements towards it. You just had a lot of layovers, so to speak.
Right.
Azar, your mission: aid Relay and Parent acquiring skulls to destroy the Lich and break the curse. You definitely were aiding them.
Yeah. I mean, we
And
weren't
Perrin?
exactly doing the right thing, but yeah, I was aiding them.
And Perrin, find the skulls. You guys all pursued your missions to a good enough degree to warrant those.
You're giving us potential again.
Now your struggle, MJ, keep my temple pure and holy. I have already given you one crux for that in game,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to go ahead and give you the post game crux for that because you
Yay.
Nice.
definitely
I played the snot out
balls
of that one.
deep in that. Azar, your struggle, thirst for power,
Yep.
renewing.
I feel like
You definitely had. Yes, you had that struggle, and it ended with your hand getting vaporized.
Yeah, it also, it definitely needs to be reset now. Like, maybe I got a crux for it or whatever, but I definitely need to change it because I no longer am compelled by the evil hand. That's
Yes.
what I was literally playing. I didn't reveal it yet, but I was playing up that the hand's tainting me slowly and making me go back to the evil way. But
Yeah.
now
Hey,
that's
Well,
Voth,
there was no other explanation when he does a 15 success purging of demons. Your hand is vaporized. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah. Well, you always played it as ambiguous. Like, is it neutral? Is it evil? I mean, it's clearly not good unless it's just butt ugly. But like, who knows? And then now it's gone.
I played it ambiguously on purpose.
Yeah,
so
totally.
that it could do things to you. If I straight up was like, it's covered in pentagrams and it says "Hail Satan" all the time, you guys would have chopped it off right away.
Yeah.
It's constantly doing metal horns for Satan.
Yeah. Hey, Voth.
Exactly.
Voth, you gave us
yeah.
potential. You gave us potential instead of Crux on that first mission one.
Throw it out. Just throw it out on the board. I'll give you
three Crux each.
One.
Or 3 potential.
Yeah.
Oh,
One potential each. By my character sheet, you should have 6 Crux. I mean, I'm sorry. Don't pay any attention to me. I'm retarded.
Yeah, you should have. We have 6 given. So you see on your character right now, you had 3 potential and 3 Crux. So yeah, we're 6 Crux.
So I need to deal out 3 more Crux then.
Yep.
Well, I was down to 3, and now I'm up to 6.
Okay, I meant to give you all 1. So everybody put 1 back.
Put 2 back.
No, actually, just keep it because your goals.
We're
Everyone
going up,
pursued their goals to a certain degree.
okay.
This card thing, I'm not sure is the best thing for me. I'm retarded.
Well, you can
just-
why don't you just have us draw it, because we can draw them quicker. When you say it, say Matt, draw 3 Crux.
Yeah, let's
We'll
try
just
that.
draw them. You don't draw them for us.
I mean, what's the point of being able to draw if we never draw them?
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, exactly. That'll work out. So we'll leave it at that. Everyone should be back to your normal Crux. If you're not, it's on my own fault for being retarded because I'm retarded. And you should all have at least 3 Crux from completing your goals.
Right.
So Perrin, you're back up to 6. Jacob, you've always had a ton. And
Explode my shit.
And out
How
of
many-
potential and out of dailies, because I went crazy on that one.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I still have,
and Relay still has a pending doom.
I do.
Yeah.
We need to carry
You know what?
Aaron's smoldering corpse to an inn to get him some sleep.
Yeah.
well, I wonder
Relay-
if I blasted
Relay-
the evil gods
toss
out of
up.
Relay.
What's that? Voth?
Relay, you could toss that doom out if you want to, because I'll be honest, if you didn't vaporize him, I was going to doom you to vaporize him.
Okay, perfect. I'll toss it out then, because that was
That's cool.
that is a cool moment.
So you played your character to the hilt and vaporized him, even though you had every inclination to think that it would be a bad idea from all the shit going on with Cyric.
Yeah, but I would
And,
figure from the way you described the scene of what Perrin and Ben saw when Relay walked up to it, and in his holy what do you want to call it, craziness,
Naivety.
yeah, his holy naivety and his eliteness with it all, seeing this man and having the blacksmith tell him that it's all spawned because of this merchant. It was going to happen.
We're over here dealing with each other and talking to each other about how awesome and crazy it is.
Yeah.
We just fucking explode. Aaron just exploded a town, and
He did.
people are gonna be getting up and being like, "What the fuck, assholes? What's going on?
Hey,
You just
we should
vaporized the
we
guy."
should check
That's
our
the
wrists.
That's the first crazy thing I've done, because
Yeah.
Relay has burned down some houses and called down these constructs, and Pillars and helping them out.
But
You
when
have
you go
an
crazy,
evil hand that has been sucking
go
up
really
lizards and shit.
Yeah.
Besides fighting well against a snake demon, I haven't really done anything crazy.
Don't forget about the captain.
Should I
You
change
sliced him in
But
half.
that was anything a normal human could do is stab somebody in the back.
Yeah.
That wasn't mystical power or anything.
Right.
This is the first actual power that's come through Perrin, and it just
Right.
happened to be an explosion.
Maybe the Cosmic Mother channeled it through you. Maybe she's maybe
Well, it
Pelor's not
wasn't-
guiding you. Cosmic Mother is.
Yeah.
Well, we
The
don't
idea
know
of
if the Cosmic
cosmic-
Mother
I
is
mean-
good or bad, or
Yep.
The holy explosion is a good way to visualize it, but imagine it's not necessarily damaging. It would be like a microburst where wind comes down and just blows everything over.
Yep.
You
Picture
did
like an EMP.
vaporize them. Yeah, it's more like an EMP where it's just like this.
It was a cleansing.
Something went through and just hardcore cleansing, and because everyone holds a little bit of darkness in their heart, everyone from the extreme power that you exuded, everyone kind of got thrown about. And for a little while, everyone's probably going to be like, super nice to each other, like New York after 9/11.
That's right.
But the biggest tell here was, what the fuck with Eliza? What the fuck?
Yeah, we're gonna have to question that after we get the fuck out of town.
And on that note, I think it's about time to wrap this session up because I got some stuff to do.
Here.
That was a great game, guys.
That was good. What's
was
the
crazy.
picture?
There
you go.
I told you
Like
after
that, like it's just a big blast of light.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yes. After a shitty session comes a good session. That's always the way
I
it
was
works.
thinking it's kind of like the calm before the storm, but more like the bore before the storm. Or
Exactly.
Like it's pretty fucking gnarly.
The shit before the something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Anyways,
Do I get to level up my will from that?
I would say that's cool, but I'm just a player.
Yep. I guess if it's based off XP or not, or what.
Well, I mean, it's based off XP. Like my will.
that's true.
Because I was so far ahead.
That was a growing experience.
Above divine. I think if you channel divinely opening a can of beans, you really understand how to open that can of beans. Like,
right.
You're good at it.
you know what? I'll go ahead.
It's
Zero
really not a big
XP.
deal.
Bump it up to level 3. You're.
Yep. See, in Voth, one thing before we go.
No, go ahead.
I think that as we level,
it's a fun idea.
It's
kind of like you ascending to the next level of understanding or some craziness.
Yeah.
It also, I think that's going to a degree have to, because you keep having these internal fights where you're like, maybe I am evil, and then something happens that totally rips you back to like 5,000 feet on the other side of evil, so you're now like super good again.
Oh man,
how could you possibly
jerked around
be
whether or not I'm doing the right thing or not? Like I keep.
Yeah, you're like on a holy roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though I started off being the only one worshiping Pelor, I think I've had the most doubts about Pelor.
That's fucking true.
Yep. So, Voth, what
This
I was
game
thinking
is
is
180 from where we started.
Game mechanic wise,
Go ahead.
as we level actually our skills, it's going to make it harder to get XP, which is a good mechanic because we're going to succeed at more things.
Yeah.
So it's,
Exactly, because the average.
Yeah.
If you look at the skill ladder, it's very, very specific. The obstacle ladder.
Yeah.
It's very specific. So I'll glance at it and use those words as guide stones. Like, oh, we're trying to find something. Oh, that sounds challenging.
Right.
It's not going to go beyond an ob 4. I can't be like, but I want it to be an ob 6 because I'm a dick. I put that in there as like as a control mechanism.
Yeah.
Right.
So yes, as you guys level up, you level up slower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and it's
actually
not
will
like-
level
yeah.
up slower. Yeah.
It's not like we're leveling up like crazy either. We've been playing 2 months, and MJ and I have gone up 1 in one
Yeah.
skill.
Yeah. Yep.
And I've gone up a couple little small
Yes.
skills. So that's
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
And that's the thing. If we do get stronger, we're going to be, the further we go, we're going to face
Well,
stronger enemies too.
I
Exactly.
really love that everyone is very much playing up their internal struggle with their faith or their belief or whatever, because that's what I was aiming for. Because when I wrote this, I just finished reading Demons by Dostoevsky, so it's got like that was like a major theme in it.
Mm-hmm.
And the struggle of belief, and you guys are playing it to the hilt, and you're entertaining the shit out of me.
Nice.
It has definitely been an interesting game, and it hasn't gone where I was expecting at all, which is great.
No.
I like how everyone's all like, "Where's Eliza? Is Eliza okay?" Yeah. What about Tate? Fuck that guy. I don't give a shit
I
about
don't
Tate.
care. Tate who?
Tate's a grown ass man. He's
You know
fine.
what? Eliza is yours, Carl.
Yes. Carl.
I miss Carl Fatman so much.
I still have his hand.
You do still have his hand.
I
Oh my
still
god, I
have
forgot
it.
about that.
It's like rotting and festering in my pocket, but I still have it.
Oh man.
No,
I
you
had such
preserved
high
it
hopes for
somehow.
Carl
It's not
Fatman.
rotting.
Oh man, but it's still there.
That is funny.
Oh god.
All right.
I do gotta go,
Alright,
though,
guys.
guys. So,
Yeah.
Cool.
see you on the
Sounds
forums.
So are we shooting for Tuesday next week?
Yeah, that works for me.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Works for
Yeah,
me.
generally I work
Tuesday.
nights, so for the most part, I can do any day as long as I have a heads up.
Great.
Same
Okay,
here.
so you're
Yeah.
you're on nights now then, Matt. Huh?
Ooh, actually, I'm glad I talked about this. I actually have to teach a class at one of our restaurants next Tuesday. So Monday, Wednesday,
Morning?
Thursday, Friday. Yeah, in the morning, and then work at night. But so yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Anything but Tuesday next week works for me.
Okay. What should we
Would
shoot
Wednesday work?
Yeah, I've
Wednesday?
Yep.
Wednesday would work for me.
for? What about you, Jacob?
I most likely close on Wednesday. I'm like the main, the main closer. So probably, but I'll let y'all know if that changes.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
To talk in the forums.
Hopefully Wednesday, because my new tractor arrives today, so I know I'm going to be busy as shit on Monday.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Send me a picture of that.
So by Wednesday, I will. It arrives today at 4:15. I know it to the fucking minute. I got so much shit to do.
Oh man.
Anyways, yeah, I gotta go.
All right.
Bye.
Check out.
Later.